Get nasty on a Monday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 202, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. A lot to get to on today's show. We'll do some Blues with the home opener for the Blues coming up in just a mere couple of days. We'll be down at Enterprise Center on Thursday for the Blues home opener. Looking forward to that, and some hockey news coming our way with Connor McDavid agreeing to a massive contract extension. We'll get to that in about 15 minutes or so. But want to start off with an absolute wild weekend in football. A lot to get to in college football, where you had two teams in Texas and Penn State suffer their second losses of the season, drop completely out of the top 25, and it's a situation where it's like, where do you go from here? Mm-hmm. But yesterday, I think we all had the same feeling. That was a lot of bad football.
All over the place.
In the NFL.
Saturday and Sunday. I mean, Thursday night, you can count that as well because I don't know what the Rams were doing. But just over the weekend, it was terrible. For Penn State to go to UCLA, a team that hadn't won a game, like that team is actually terrible. The head coach got fired last week. Like they are,
he was a problem,
a couple of weeks ago. Clearly not. To go out to Penn State to lose. I mean, to go out for Penn State to go out to UCLA and lose to an 0-4 team. I have no answer for that. That was terrible. Texas, they are who they are. They're not a good football team. Arch Manning was the Heisman favorite going into the season. I don't know. I told you guys this one time. I don't know if I told you this. I had a teammate who played a position. The guy that was in front of him was really good. That guy got injured, and he said the worst thing that ever happened to him was that guy getting injured because now he had to play. And it didn't work out well for him. Yeah.
That guy might not be in the. He may not have been in the right profession.
Just, wasn't good. But Texas and Arch Manning.
You were overhyped. That's just the bottom line. You were overhyped. This is a situation. And we did it. We all did it. But they were overhyped.
The answer was there though. Like the answer was there last year.
Yeah, you couldn't beat out Quinn Ewers.
You couldn't beat Quinn. You probably weren't as good as you were being projected to be. I don't know the last time you had a number 1 and number 2 preseason seeded teams be out of the top 25, if at all, but in week 7. Mm-hmm. Texas was 1, Penn State was 2. They are both out of the top 25. It's not good.
So
it's really bad.
This is from Brandon Zimmerman, BZSEC on X. Preseason number 1 Texas, number 2 Penn State, and number 4 Clemson. Let's not forget about them.
Oh yeah, forgot.
Are
about
a combined 8-7 after week 6.
That's terrible, man. That's terrible.
I don't know what was more what was worse.
Penn State was
Penn
worse.
State going to you. That was number 1. Okay,
Anthony, they're
that's
offensive
number 1
coordinators like my age.
Yeah, first time. Jamie,
it's Macaulay Culkin. He's moonlighting as an offensive coordinator now for UCLA.
Yeah, that was bad. How about the Tennessee Titans? Who, make no mistake, they're awful. The Tennessee Titans are terrible.
What?
And went on the road and beat the Cardinals.
Wait.
Who gave away the game.
That's more on the Cardinals than the Titans. The Titans tried to lose. They fumbled. They fumbled it into the end zone.
They fumbled it as they're trying to go into the end zone. Arizona
by the Arizona
tries to pick it up. Instead, they kick it into the end zone, and the Titans recover it for a touchdown. And their head coach, Brian Callahan, I get it. You're excited, right? He looked like it was like a brilliant call. This is unbelievable. This is great.
Yeah, it's all bad.
Yeah, like, dude, your team sucks.
Your team sucks, but you're going to get a win where you thought you might not win one game all year.
That's not fair.
And the Cardinals handed it to you by fumbling they're throwing the football away on a touchdown. And
fumbling it into the end zone.
Carey, you're going to have to help me here for a second.
I don't know.
Okay?
I don't have an answer.
No, I'm going to ask anyways, okay? As a young kid, I played a lot of football. Schoolyard, football team, all of that. A lot of football. Never once did I ever have the urge, and I scored a few runaway touchdowns. Never once did I ever have the urge to not set foot into said end zone and then spike the ball or whatever, you know what I'm saying? How does a man who's being paid lots of money on a massive stage get to the 1 yard line and then just casually flip the ball away?
I don't know. I don't
What
have
would
an
you do to
answer.
that guy if he was your teammate?
I would be so frustrated. And
Because the coach was pretty frustrated with him.
You
That's
would
what
be
he should.
more frustrated because you're seeing more of this. Mitchell from the Colts did the exact same
Yes.
thing
Cost
last
them a
week.
game. They cost them a game.
You just cost your team a game essentially
yes.
because you lost by what, 2 points? 1 point?
That would have made it 28. So if you didn't see it, DeMarcado for Arizona rips through the line untouched.
70
yards untouched, and as he's about to cross the goal line, he decides to pull up, have the ball like casually fall out of his hands.
It's like the basketball, the finger roll.
Out of the back of the end zone, and now it's Tennessee. So instead of 28-6, it's 21-6 with 12:40 left, and Tennessee finds a way to get back in that game.
Well, according to Anthony Stalter, they should have got the ball on them.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
That I'm okay with.
No, you think that if you
That
fumble
I'm
out of
okay
the
with.
end zone, you should get the ball on the one because you're an idiot and you didn't. Not you, sir. I'm not calling you an idiot.
You're kind of right.
I ain't calling you an idiot, but the idiot fumbling the ball through the end zone should be rewarded.
That I'm okay with.
All right, you should go. Yeah,
That I'm okay with. If somebody is trying to reach the ball out, I don't know if you can define it.
Nah.
Which
You lose
is
the ball.
why the call is what it is.
you lose the ball.
But when they're trying to go for it, I don't put that in the same category as what DeMarcado did or
Adonai Mitchell. Yeah.
Mitchell did. But regardless, you're punished for it, and they should have been.
You can't do that. He's a third-string running back. He is getting
he's a starter now.
But he is getting opportunities that he would not like. You had to have two guys in front of you go down to get starting running back snaps, and you do something like that. Like that's how you find yourself off a team and out of the league. Obviously, he's in a good spot though because the
They
two
ain't got
guys
nobody else. They,
For now, he's in a good spot.
The Bills and the Eagles lose. The Bills at home and the Eagles at home. The Bills losing to your division rival and the Patriots last night. That was a tough watch.
They look sloppy from the start. The Eagles at least look good early. And
The Eagles won't run the football.
No.
I think they ran, 6
11
times?
times.
What is
11
that
times.
about?
11 carries.
Their offensive line's a problem.
It's just because A.J. Brown complained, and now we're just going to air out the ball the entire game. So never mind the fact that we've got Saquon Barkley.
I'll give the Eagles and Jalen Hurts a bit of a pass. This is, if I'm not mistaken, this might be Jalen Hurts' 6th offensive coordinator since he's been in the league because the team has been really good. So they continue to get their coordinators plucked year after year. One year they had to fire the coordinator after the downfall of that season where they lost the last 5 or 6 games.
And then lost to Tampa.
And then lost to Tampa in the first round. But they have a different coordinator year after year after year. And that's normally what you see with really bad teams. And Jalen Hurts in this offense, like you got to find a way. It becomes about players and not about plays. You have to find a way. I have to find a way to get my guys the football. Saquon Barkley got to touch the ball. A.J. Brown got to touch the ball. They did a good job of getting Devontae Smith the ball. But you got to find a way to think players and not plays. And I don't think that they found that rhythm yet offensively. So I'll give them a pass. And the defense, I mean, you give up 19 points, 20 points, you still are in that game to win it. But offensively, they're struggling. The Bills, I don't know what the hell that is. They looked lethargic last night.
Well, they had, how many procedural penalties they have in the first quarter? Like 5? They look sloppy.
They look
Allen
like a
gets
team.
picked off in the red zone.
Sorry. They look like a team that didn't respect their opponent. Bottom line. Because it was half-assed effort here and there. The mindless penalties. It's because you're not dialed in. And you're not dialed in because you underestimated your opponent. It's going to be another nice win. Hey, look at the new uniforms we're wearing. A lot of
Uniforms are sweet.
The uniforms are sweet. Unfortunately, they were wasted on a horse crap effort.
Yeah. Stephon Diggs went back to, had a little revenge game.
yeah.
He balled off. He
That was a
balled
great
out.
catch, great pass.
As a
Yeah, it
Bills
was.
player, or even the staff, how do you not highlight some of the main things here? And they probably did, but Diggs going back, guys got to be ready for this guy. Mike Vrabel in New England, he knows what the Bills-Patriots rivalry is. He knows what these games stand for. That team will be ready. Like one way or another, they're going to punch you in the mouth. They may not win, but they're going to punch you in the mouth throughout this game.
Yeah.
And Buffalo just looked disinterested. Almost like, just give us the ball. It's a formality.
Yeah.
Take a picture of the uniforms. We'll go celebrate later.
Yep. And credit New England. New England went in there with a good game
Can
plan.
I talk about one last team? Your team that you brought me.
The Chargers?
Scratching and clawing. I fought this, Jamie. I fought against it, and every day I hear my man. I love this guy, Jamie. I
Thanks,
love him.
Carey. I love him too.
You called him an idiot.
I didn't call him an idiot. I called the people that fumble the ball.
You called me an idiot.
No, I didn't, actually. I didn't say a word.
By virtue, yeah.
You did.
Not today.
I fought this,
Maybe tomorrow.
Anthony.
Yes.
I fought it. I didn't want to do it. And you told me, hey, you got to believe in old Justin, man. You got to believe in the Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, he wears cleats sometimes on the side. Oh, yeah, weirdo.
In case he goes in.
Tight turns.
He's not going in. This team stinks. The last 2 weeks, they've stunk.
Stinks. That's tough.
The last 2 weeks, they have stunk. And I'm not happy with the Chargers right now. I'm disappointed.
They have stunk the last 2 weeks. They had an opportunity to go up at least 13-0, if not 17-0, and Quentin Johnson puts the damn ball on the ground. Then defensively, they couldn't stop Washington's rushing attack. I mean, not being able to contain Jaden Daniels is one thing, and he had a couple of nice plays to Deebo Samuel, especially in the second half, that gave Washington a big time play. But I thought that game was really won by JCM. That kid had a great game.
Oh, Bill
Krosky Merritt.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to stop the run.
They didn't stop the run. Justin Herbert had the ball deep inside. I mean, they were on the 5, I think. And you know what? He missed. There was a first down play where it was play action, and it was either the fullback or the tight end that went to the flat, and he was wide open. And instead, Herbert threw to the other side to a covered tight end. They ran the ball, and then on third down, the ball got tipped on a pass, and Washington intercepted it. That was basically the game. Like, the Chargers have suddenly become, with those 2 tackles out, they've suddenly become a team. Offensive line isn't good. They can't run the ball, and it's Justin Herbert trying to play hero ball.
That shows you the importance of offensive line play. Your best 2 offensive linemen out, and Rashawn Slater out for the year. Joe Alt out for the last game, and I think the last game before that. I don't know where they go from here. If you can't have success up front, keep your quarterback clean, run the ball. If you're unable to do that, but that has nothing to do with your defense.
No.
Like, your defense has to stop. The 14 carries for 111 yards is 7.9 a carry. That's ridiculous. You got to stop the run. And so the injuries on the offensive line have nothing to do with how poorly that defense. I know Khalil Mack injured his elbow or forearm or whatever it was, but that is bad.
Carey, just quickly, your thoughts on your Ravens this week?
Oh, that ain't my team.
Speaking of bad,
my team had a break. The Ravens, and I tried to tell my man this too. My man Anthony Stalter, he was fire up chips all weekend.
We had a rough weekend.
I was just going to say.
He was firing up those chips.
That might have been the most disappointing loss of the weekend. There's a lot of losses this weekend, but CMU, and we talked about it at the end of last week. Could be a trap game.
Akron was ready for him.
Those zips, man. They zipped that ball all over the field, didn't they, Anthony?
We're the Bills without the talent, you know? We underestimated the old Akron Zips. Yeah, that was rough. We also had a rough week in the Pick'em, which we'll get to eventually. But let's talk about what's that?
I don't know what you're talking about. Are you? Let's go, Jags. Jags.
You know, we'll get to that later. All right, Connor McDavid agrees to a 2-year contract extension. Is this a great deal for both parties? We'll give you the details and have that discussion next on 101 ESPN. This month at Auto Centers Nissan, they got some scary good deals. They got that event going on right now in Herculaneum, Missouri, just minutes from South County. You're going to love the dealership. Right now, you can drive home a brand new 2025 Nissan Rogue, 2025 Pathfinder or a Murano with no money down, 0% APR for 60 months, and no payments for 3 months. That's right. No tricks, no riding around looking at different dealerships because they don't have the exact vehicle that you saw online at their dealership. No, you can find the vehicle that you search for at AutoCentersNissan.com at their Herculaneum dealership. And here's the kicker. Auto Centers Nissan has over 1,000 new and used vehicles all in one location. So like I said, no running around town, no gimmicks, just the biggest selection in St. Louis. Plus, all new Nissans are backed by a complimentary lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise. If you already own a Nissan, bring it in for service, and your first oil change is on Auto Centers. It's completely free, even if you didn't buy from them. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. Connor McDavid signed a 2-year contract extension, $12.5 million AAV. It starts after this season, so he'll have this season plus 2 more with Edmonton. The timing of the deal being Monday morning today wrapped up quickly, and now McDavid, who was set to become an unrestricted free agent after the season, he gets a deal that extends him again through what, 2028 now? Is that what it is? 25?
Yeah.
28?
Yeah.
He chose a short-term deal, likely to keep flexibility and align with Edmonton's current contention window. So the question is, does this deal make sense for both sides? McDavid gets a bump, and he's not killing Edmonton's cap.
Well, actually, he didn't get a bump at all. He stayed flat. He was
for this season.
And next season, the season after.
Oh, okay.
He's making $12.5 this year, and he kept his deal at $12.5 and $12.5 over the next 2 years. So basically what he did was he told the Oilers, I'm not going to take one more dollar from our salary cap. I'm going to continue taking what I'm taking now. But you, in return, better find the damn players that can get us over the hump. That can get us through the Florida Panthers, and who knows what they're going to be this year. That's going to be a tough go for them. But I looked at it as Connor McDavid putting the Edmonton Oilers on notice. Because if you're an Edmonton Oilers fan and you see the greatest player in the world currently today take 0 raise, 0, far less than what he could be making. In fact, Leon Draisaitl's making $14 million this year. We saw Kaprizov, his deal's $17 million or something a year. Mitch Marner's up around 15, 16. So these guys are all taking their chunk of the pie here. McDavid said, no, I don't need to do that. So just like Tom Brady with the New England Patriots did a few times in his career, he's telling the Oilers, I will not burden this team with my salary. I'm going to be paid fairly. I'm happy with what I'm making at 12.5 right now. Obviously making a good living. He's not struggling to make ends meet. But in return, you guys are going to produce a team for me that I can win with. And if you can't, I'm out of here in 2 years. I'm out. I'm done. Yeah. I'm going to go to another team, and we'll just start over. Or maybe I'm the last piece for that team. And if you're an Oilers fan, how can you be mad? If Connor McDavid decides to leave via free agency or forces his way out by demanding a trade, how can you be mad? The guy took less money. He took far below market value because he wanted to win in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So now if it doesn't work out, then it's on the ownership, it's on the GM, it's on everybody else that, couldn't help him get there. Now some will say, well, if he's that good, he goes, unfortunately, it's a team sport.
Right.
We saw him set records 2 years ago for scoring in the playoffs. But he still wasn't able to stop the puck in between the pipes when Stuart Skinner decided to play invisible out there.
You mean he's getting paid all that money and he can't stop pucks? Come on, Jamie.
I
got to be better.
I get it.
Yeah, I got to pay you a lot of money.
It's like the quarterback should be able to play linebacker, too.
You got to play safety sometimes.
Sometimes you got to do these things.
You're asked to do multiple things.
So, anyways, I found it interesting because it's really, apart from Sidney Crosby, who also has taken below market value, it's really something to see another player of this ilk just say, you know what, I really want to win, and put it back on the team. It's kind of cool.
The other portion of this now, this discussion, Logan Cooley turned down an 8x9 contract from Utah. So Logan Cooley turned down a nearly 8x9 8 by 9.6 million to be exact contract offer from the Utah Mammoth. With this new salary cap, are we going to see more players turn down big contracts in hopes of landing a better deal?
Yeah, I don't know what Logan Cooley's thinking, to be honest with you, because the contract he's being offered is actually above what he should probably be making. The Utah Mammoth, they're projecting what he can be, just like you have to. Just like Doug Armstrong had to do the same with Thomas and Kyrou. You get to a point where you got to kind of assume this is a 90-point player, this is a 100-point player. Where is that market right now in the NHL? We're going to give him a few extra years or a few extra million because of inflation over the next couple of years. Like, there's this thought that has to go into it. So to see that Logan Cooley turned down that kind of money is just kind of crazy to me. I mean, he's currently making $950,000, which
it's a bit of a bump.
I mean, that's a great lift. I'd take that in a heartbeat. But the highest amount of points he's put up is 44 points in the NHL.
Yeah,
that's it. 44 points. They're going to give you $9 million
Take the money
for 44 points. Now, his upside, tremendous upside. He's going to be putting up big numbers with Clayton Keller, with Utah, and that team is heading in the right direction. But the bottom line is, how do you turn that down? I don't know how I could get up in the morning, look in the mirror, knowing I turned down, monumental money to play a game that I grew up just loving, and I'm still a young kid. He'd still have another kick at the can after this. I mean, he's only 21 right now. So at 30 years old, he'd have another
in his prime.
So, I don't know. It's just a couple of different mentalities that you're seeing right there. One from Connor McDavid, obviously taking less money, less than market value, and Logan Cooley refusing more than market value for where he is right now. We did get a question on the text line here from the 314. Says, isn't there a players union for the NHL? Didn't Connor McDavid kind of dilute the market for future stars? No, he didn't. Because the whole hockey world knows you're not going to use Connor McDavid's contract as far as your negotiation. So if you're, if you're on the player's side, you're not going to say, hey, I need to get more because, Connor McDavid, or if you're on the team side, rather, well, Connor McDavid's only worth 12.5,
Right.
Not happening.
Nah, it's not happening. This is an outlier. Yeah. This is something that the entire league will look at as just an outlier, knowing full well this is a player that's taking far below what he's worth to try and win. Mm-hmm. Now, will some owners use that to their advantage?
Of course.
If you've got a team that's close to what I would call the finish line, well, if you take less, like Connor McDavid did, he was unselfish. Now, it works to the owner's advantage if the Oilers go win a Stanley Cup now. Because if they do, the owners can go,
see what happens.
Look what happens, man.
Right.
You got
when
some
you
guys.
think team first.
Yeah, team first. The best player in the world sacrificed probably $14 million over the next 2 years that he could have made more because he wanted to win, and they win. So
what is that? What is, was that $7 more million per year?
Yeah.
So what, 18, 19 a year for him?
He'd be worth $20 million a year. Easily. If Kirill Kaprizov can make $17 million.
I'm gonna tell you this, Jamie.
What?
I love my teammates. Love you guys. 14 million more? Nah, you'll understand.
Now, that being said, though, Carey.
What teammates? What team would they have?
Connor McDavid also just signed a huge deal with Aloe, the clothing company.
Oh.
Massive deal in Canada. So he's getting paid. Like, that extra $7 million, I guarantee he's getting.
Going back to the Logan Cooley thing. Last year he had 65 points. I know you mentioned 44. I think that was his first year. Does that change anything for you? Okay.
No. Think about it. Robert Thomas is putting up 80-plus points or whatever, on pace for 90, 95 points last year, and he's making $8 million.
What if he put up 80 points in his second year in the NHL?
Who, Logan Cooley?
Or no, so Logan Cooley put up 65 in his second year at age 20.
That's fine. But he's still, you're paying for what you think he will be.
Right.
Because if you find 60-point scorers, they're making $6 to $7 million right now.
So you think he'll probably plateau around 60 to 75? Somewhere in that range?
I think he can be a 90-point player.
Okay.
I do. I think he can be, which is why I want to call them the Coyotes still, which is why the Mammoth are giving him more than what he's worth.
Right.
Because they're probably offering in that contract $3 million more than what he's currently worth.
Well, at least they're willing to actually pay one of their young players, unlike the Habs.
Oh, yeah, the Montreal Canadiens. Well, it's not that they're not willing.
They just can't.
They just can't. So Lane Hudson, their young defenseman, who, by the way, is like, he's one of the most dynamic players in the NHL. He is. He's a phenomenal defenseman. He's like Quinn Hughes, Cale Makar, all those guys, like one of those super mobile, puck-handling defensemen. Lane Hudson had said that he would take a deal was like 8 times 8, I think something like that right now, which is completely under what market value would be for him in 2 to 3 years from now. But the Montreal Canadiens couldn't say yes to the contract because they've got too much money on the books. They can only be a certain amount of percentage above the cap in non-compete years. So if they're like next year, they can only be a certain percentage, I forget what it is, already above the cap. Well, they're too far. So the Canadians have work to do when you have a young player now that wants to sign there long term, and you can't. Sorry, son, come back later. Maybe we'll have something for you.
Just wait a little bit. Money will be there. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. We will get into a lot of college football today, other NFL, more Blues, but we're going to talk next about this postseason in Major League Baseball. Mama Rivers has got to be thrilled.
She's fired.
The Phillies blew a huge opportunity. And is this the year the Brewers actually have something as a playoff team? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
All right, are you tired of waking up every day and you're looking at the stock market and you get that feeling in your belly? I've been there. I have been there. You're like, oh, my stock has crashed. Or sometimes it's exhilarating. We're riding high right now. but it can be exhausting. Let me tell you about farmland. U.S. farmland is an amazing investment, so much so that some of the biggest names that we know of, as far as rich people are concerned, are getting involved. Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Shad Khan from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and many, many others, too. And let's not be mistaken here. You don't have to have their kind of money to get involved in this at all. It just shows that this is a really good investment, offering steady returns, long-term growth, and real stability, even during the times where the market goes up and down. For 14 years, AgVest has helped leading financial institutions manage over $900 million in farmland. And if you own farmland, too, call AgVest. They can help you maximize its value with full-service management, from sourcing and diligence to rent, as well as tenant selection. But you got to get in on it right now. Hurry up and call AgVest founder Chris Bronner at 618-520-7022. That's 618-520-7022. Or visit agvestadvisors.com. Buy land, they're not making it anymore.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Well, we just talked about it. Connor McDavid, a 2-year contract extension with the Edmonton Oilers. 12.5 million average annual value. We talked about that. If you missed that conversation or if you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Your St. Louis Blues took down the Chicago Blackhawks 4-0 over the weekend in the final preseason game. They'll take on the Wild Thursday, the season opener. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7. Tonight on 101 ESPN, we'll have Monday Night Football for you as Kansas City takes on Jacksonville. Pregame starts at 6 with the kickoff at 7:15. And coming up next, we're going to dive into Major League Baseball's postseason. Toronto with a 2-0 series lead over the Yankees. Seattle and Detroit all knotted up at 1. Milwaukee, a 1-0 series lead over the Cubs. And the Dodgers, a 1-0 lead over the Phillies. Major League Baseball's postseason discussion next, right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
That's Carey Davis's cousin, Joe Davis, on the call over the weekend. Mama Rivers got to be thrilled, Jamie, about her Blue Jays.
All of Canada is fired up right now,
They
Anthony.
should be. They should be. The Blue Jays look fantastic. So they win the game yesterday against the Yankees 13-7.
That big hunk of metal's coming home where it belongs.
They hung 10 on the Bronx Bombers on Saturday. So in 2 days, they have scored 23 runs against a pitching staff that some of us questioned before the postseason.
You questioned it.
There it is, Gary. Thank you. That was you.
Here's why.
And here's why. Yeah, so the Blue Jays, who are slugging right now, they take a 2-0 series lead over the Yankees. That series not over, but it looks pretty bleak for the Yankees. And then on the other series, you had a Mariners team who had to scrap and fight and claw to even up the series against the Tigers, who, speaking of scrap, I mean, Detroit's been scrappy this postseason. They get past Cleveland. They had a horrible end of the year, of course, and then they limp into the postseason. They get past Cleveland in 3 games, take game 1 in Seattle, and Seattle was able to come back. So that one may go to the distance. But I thought outside of the Blue Jays, I thought one of the biggest takeaways this weekend was that the Phillies choked their opportunity to go up on 1-0 in that series. Credit the Dodgers. I hate doing it, but credit the Dodgers. Kike Hernandez has been just unbelievable.
He's always great in playoffs for whatever reason.
He comes up with a key double to make it 3-2 after the Phillies looked like they were going to cruise to a victory in game 1. And then Teoscar Hernandez hits the big home run to make it 5-3. And again, the Dodgers take a lead there. Your guys is, before we dive into who we like and all that, what's your thoughts from the weekend postseason games?
The Yankees better figure something out. Like, you can't give up that many runs. I mean, Toronto just looks like they're just having a good time.
They look like they're playing schoolyard baseball.
Vlad hit that bomb and just was like, yeah, I did it. What are you going to do about it? You can't do anything about it. That was me. That's a rough start to the series for the Yankees to go up to Toronto and get smoked like that those couple of games. The Tigers, you mentioned them, how well they have played in these playoffs and how they struggled really mightily down the stretch. The Mariners were able to tie that series up. I mean, I'm going to go with my Dodgers. You know, you're down 3-0 to start that game, and it looked kind of bleak. And then you get Kike Hernandez doing what he does, and Teoscar Hernandez doing what he does as well. Like, they are loaded on that team. Those are 2 names. If you're thinking about names, they're probably 4th and 5th on the list of names that you expect to hurt you. You're going to think Shohei. You're going to think Mookie. You're going to think Freddie. Oh, yeah, then you got a couple other guys that can hurt you as well.
Seriously. Where's Freddie Freeman? Where's Mookie Betts? Where's...
There you go.
Kike Hernandez is back, and now he's a postseason god. Sweet.
To me, that's why the Dodgers are my favorite to win it, because they're too loaded throughout their entire lineup. There are no breaks for a pitcher, for a staff. So for me, that's it. And then I don't even know if you mentioned the Brewers, did you? You saved that
So
one.
that's my
Saved
biggest
that for last?
takeaway. That's my biggest takeaway. I wonder if, and I said this on, I think we were doing some predictions on Friday, and I said, this Milwaukee team is what we as Cardinals fans want. We want Milwaukee. We want the Cardinals to play like Milwaukee does. They're sound in all facets of the game. They play great defense. They run. They'll hit and run. They'll sacrifice. They got a little bit of pop, and they rely on their pitching. That's what we want for the Cardinals. And lo and behold, a team that has been awful, and I mean awful, in the playoffs, despite good regular season success. Game 1 showed zero rust, exploded early, 6-run first inning against the Cubs, rolled to a 9-3 win. Churio did have the big game and then left with the right hamstring injury, so we'll see what happens there. But I thought the biggest takeaway over the weekend was Milwaukee finally looking like they did in the regular season.
Yeah, I agree with that. For me, I go back to the Blue Jays. I go back to the Jays. Even though they were the first team in the American League, the first place team, I don't know how many people really seriously thought, they're just going to take it to the Yankees. Like, it's almost, you almost get the feeling sometimes when you look at the Blue Jays, especially in recent years, like, yeah, they're fine, you're fine, until they play the big dogs.
Right. And
then they're done. Then we're on to the next one. Not the case here. I know they've got some work to do, but the Blue Jays surprised me. They really did. I expected it to be reversed, to where the Yankees would be up 2-0 in the series. Yeah, I did.
Just because they're the Yankees and the Blue Jays have not had.
They haven't been able to beat the Blue Jays all year, though.
Guys, based on nothing else except for the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Based on nothing else when I say that.
Just experience.
Just history,
I get it.
Well, there was a crucial point in that series. It was Game 1. The Yankees were down 2-0 at the time. Aaron Judge comes up with the bases loaded, and I believe it was a 3-2 count, and he swung at a pitch. He looked like Jordan Walker up there, unfortunately. But he did.
That's good
Shot.
Right? Jordan Walker looked like...
No, he swung at a pitch about 3 feet outside.
Yeah. He was talking about the...
I shouldn't have said that. That was me.
Well,
but that's what he looked like. That's what it reminded me of.
It reminded you of it.
But that was a crucial...
Speak your truth.
That was a crucial moment in that game. If Aaron Judge, even just like a double, bases clearing double or something, that opens up the game. And maybe there's a little bit of doubt, like you were just talking about, Jamie, where if you're a Blue Jays fan or you're part of that Blue Jays team, like, man, dude, like... We this is happening again. Like we get into this spot where we're the best team in the division, and we just can't do it in the playoffs. But no, you end up getting Aaron Judge out. They did get a run right there, but then you blow it wide open later in the game. You take the 2-0 series lead. The Blue Jays, to me, are the team to beat in the American League. I don't know if that's really a hot take by any means, just based on the way they're playing.
Sure.
The Brewers, though, on the other hand. You mentioned the 9 runs. They didn't even hit a home run.
No.
They didn't even. I texted you guys. I go, the Brewers are surgical right now.
They're a machine.
3 doubles in a row. They just kept moving. Base hit, base hit, base hit. And then there a little flare into the outfield. And Craig Counsell's like scratching his head. He's like, what is going on right now?
He's saying it.
Yeah, he's a part of it.
Yeah. This is on you. Craig Count, not really, but
if you would have told me, if I just would have watched the first at-bat of the game, home run Michael Busch, that guy, apparently he can hit home runs off of other pitchers.
He's not just a Cardinal killer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just stopped watching the game, like, oh man, the Cubs. Yeah, here's Milwaukee's going to blow it for the first batter of the game, home run. And that was the only run that they had up until later in the game when they decided to tack on 2 more.
Yeah, Milwaukee says, hold my beer. MD 2020, Marsh, did say, not sure if you should have said it, referencing Walker. But once you did, we could all picture it.
Yeah, 816 text in, low outside slider, Marsh is spot on.
Oh, man.
That's mean. That was mean of me to say. Is it true?
Yes.
I think you're just describing the visual.
You're not wrong, Jamie.
That's all.
I was. For those that didn't watch the game, they can now picture that in their head.
Yeah, they see that Judge looked like off balance.
We should be thanking you.
And guessing where the pitch
is loaded. Most important part of the game.
Dodgers-Phillies Game 2 this evening, 5:08 first pitch in Philadelphia. It'll be Blake Snell versus Jesus Luzardo. And then 8:08 Cubs-Brewers Game 2. It'll be Imanyaga versus Ashby. Speaking of Marshy, he's got what's trending next on 101 ESPN.
topics in the sports world?
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, the Buffalo Sabres have claimed goaltender Colton Ellis off of waivers from our St. Louis Blues. What does that mean for this organization?
Yeah, well, here's the thing with Colton Ellis is he played very well for the organization. At Springfield, like last year in Springfield, he was 22-14-5, a .922 save percentage, .263 goals against, and 3 shutouts in the process. So obviously, a goaltender is going to get a shot somewhere in the NHL here soon. Problem is, though, is he's at the age where, where's the window for him here in St. Louis? Unless the Blues are trading Hofer or Binnington, which I don't see that happening right now. I don't think the Blues have any appetite to trade either goaltender. Joel Hofer just signed an extension last season, and Jordan Binnington, I think the Blues look at him as he is the gateway to contending again. So Colton Ellis is one of those players that love to have in your organization, but then other teams too, like the Buffalo Sabres, this is actually a really good job by them. Mm-hmm. It's a really good job. Go get another good young goaltender, get him in your system, and see if he can play in the National Hockey League. So now the Blues will have Will Cranley and the Russian goalie down in Springfield. Mm-hmm. We'll see how that goes. But now you don't have the goalie in waiting if you're the Blues.
And Colton Ellis is a native of Nova Scotia, which is, of course, in Canada, in somewhat close to Buffalo, closer to Buffalo than it is here in St. Louis. So that's got to be cool for...
It's not close to Buffalo.
But it's closer to
It'd be like saying,
Buffalo than here.
It's like Detroit is close to Maine.
Closer. Again, it's closer to Buffalo than it is St. Louis.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Right. It would be a few hours difference, yes.
Anyways, we got to bring this up. Mark Sanchez.
Oh, boy. Boy, this escalated.
That's not good.
Yeah, go ahead.
You care to say what happened or
No, I'll describe it if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Mark Sanchez, the initial reports that came through were that he'd been stabbed and that he's in a hospital and, he's getting arrested. Like, holy crap.
Wow, no.
Walking the streets of Indianapolis.
Yeah, he got attacked.
Something happened there, man. But poor guy.
That's terrible.
Well, unfortunately, hours later, he was arrested in the hospital while getting cared for and being stabbed because he was drunk and disorderly. I think he berated. He was yelling at some older man who was doing his job, like in a box truck, was like delivering stuff.
Yeah.
And 68 or 60.
Jumped in his car, if I'm not mistaken.
Jumped in his car and tried to push him out of it. Mm-hmm. And then an altercation happened. And then I guess Sanchez had thrown the man out onto the street or something, and then went back at him again. And finally, at this point, the older gentleman stabbed him.
Well, he pepper sprayed him first.
You're right.
To slow him down.
Right.
Yeah, and Sanchez kept
right
coming.
through that.
Sanchez said, not up in here. I'm wearing my goggles. Mm-hmm. And then he stabbed him a couple of times, which, you never hope for someone to get seriously injured in any situation, but I'm sorry, if I was like my dad or somebody like 68 years old just doing his job and this monster of a human, because Mark Sanchez, although not an NFL lineman and all that, he's still a big dude. Mm-hmm. You got to defend yourself. And so now Mark Sanchez, I don't know what the future holds for him, short-term or long-term for that matter, but certainly a really weird situation, guys.
Says the man told Detective Sanchez, whom he did not recognize, smelled of gas and was slurring his speech. He also said Sanchez climbed into the cab of his truck, despite the man insisting that he should not enter. And then I guess footage reviewed by the detectives showed Sanchez grabbing the man and throwing him up against the wall.
What the hell, man?
Like you are.
You're on some.
Man.
I don't think it's just alcohol.
And
I'm just speculating, of course. I
man-
don't know anything more.
yeah, the man said, according to the affidavit, the man quoted saying, "This guy is trying to kill me." So he literally was fearing for his life. You're in his truck. You're throwing him up against the wall. He tries to pepper spray you to stop you. You're still coming forward. And now he stabs you twice in the chest. And luckily for Mark Sanchez, getting arrested is the best outcome for this, depending on his actions, because he could have died. You could have been murdered because you, I guess, allegedly were drunk and belligerent.
Well, have you seen the footage?
I had not.
So the only footage I've seen is from a street camera of Mark Sanchez walking around the corner after he'd been stabbed. So he walked around the corner kind of feeling at his chest, and you can see a big thing of blood on him.
jeez.
But he's walking somewhat normal, and apparently he got to the hospital on his own accord. So I'm no expert, Anthony,
No, I think you are.
but I've seen people like this in my life, and usually it's not just, a handful of Bud Lights that they've had that day. They've usually had a few other things along the way that make them feel, I don't know, invincible.
They're feeling no pain.
Yeah.
Literally, in this
And
case.
That's just my own observation. I don't know the details, to be clear.
Wow.
And so I don't want to get sued.
But you're right though. When you first got the alert, on your phone, or you came across it, you're like, oh no,
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
Hey.
And then the next time he's like, oh, he got it's a felony. What was he doing?
Like, we were at the game. I think I was calling the game, Illinois game this weekend at Purdue, and saw it come across. I'm like, oh, what the heck? Mark Sanchez got stabbed, guys.
In Indianapolis.
Yeah. He's getting ready to call the game, the Colts game. And then at the game, it ended. We're on the bus, and I showed like my play-by-play guy and a couple of others. I said, oh, he's getting arrested. It looks like it was his fault that he got stabbed. They're like, what?
Get stabbed is your fault.
Oh my goodness.
It's a tough scene.
That's a tough scene. All right, what did we learn at Blues training camp? Our guy Jeremy Rutherford posted an article, and he has several of his thoughts that we'll all kind of do a roundtable discussion on. So what stood out the most from Blues training camp, as we're just mere days away from the Blues home opener. That's next on 101 ESPN. I love playing underdog. If this football season being in full swing, it's great. Underdog, you play anywhere in our state. So you can stay at home tonight and watch the Monday Night Football game between the Chiefs and the Jaguars and play and win money at underdog. Playing at underdog, it's super easy. Just choose whether or not certain players are going to go higher or lower on their stats. Tonight, I like Patrick Mahomes to go higher than 21 and a half rush yards. This is somebody that, obviously, with Mahomes, if he escapes the pocket, a lot of times he'll look to run if nobody's open, and 21 and a half isn't that bad of a mark for somebody like Mahomes. And this team really can't rush the ball too much. So I'm going to choose lower on Isaiah Pacheco's 27 and a half rush yards. Looks like they're starting to get the young kid Smith more involved in the offense. So I like those two plays with Kansas City. Choose a Jaguars player to go higher or lower on their stats. Rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns. How you want to play, it's up to you. But if you get your entries right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash, and you can play for as little as $1 at Underdog. So download the app today or head to their website. But when you do sign up, use my promo code. Just punch in my first name, Anthony. That's it, Anthony. And you're going to score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. Again, use that promo code, Anthony. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We're just about to talk Blues, and this is perfect timing. So Jeremy Rutherford tweeted out about 44 seconds ago, the Blues have announced their official 2025-26 roster. The forwards, Bugstad, Buchnevich, Holloway, Joseph, Kyrou, Neighbors, Shen, Snuggerud, Sundqvist, Suter, Texier, Thomas, Toropchenko, and Walker. 7 defensemen, Broberg, Falk, Fowler, Kessel, Mayu, Parayko, Tucker, and of course your 2 goaltenders are Binnington and Hofer. Now, Jamie, the one name that was not among the forward group that a lot of people are going to highlight, no Milan Lucic, but this doesn't necessarily mean that he won't be on the roster, correct?
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. Did a little digging, and so the PTO, the professional tryout, it really doesn't have an expiration date. So for some players that are 25, 26, 27, 28, it has an expiration date because you want to start playing and making money. Mm-hmm. You want to I got bills to pay. I want to play. I want to know by the end of training camp. If not, I'm going to go sign in Europe or whatever. Blah 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 blah. But in this case, Milan Lucic doesn't need the money. He's made a lot of money in his career. He's trying to get back to the NHL. So they may have a verbal agreement. I don't know this. I'm just saying that you are able to do this where he can stay on the PTO. So the Blues don't pay him. He's not on the roster, but he can practice with the team under his professional tryout agreement. And then maybe they're just wanting to see him, continue to progress and see where he's at in a week or two. Like, there's no rush. If the player is willing to stay on the PTO, there's no rush for the team to sign him. Once that fork in the road comes to where Milan Lucic is tired of paying for a hotel here while he's in town and his family and all that stuff, and he's going to push for a contract, and the Blues will have to say yes or no at that point. But again, that's up to the team and the player as well. So that's could be. Now, they also could have had a meeting today and let him go, and they haven't announced it yet. I don't know this stuff. I'm not in those meetings.
Sure.
But the fact that the roster was released, and I got an email too, official roster release from the Blues as well, and there's nothing in there at all, like telling me about Milan Lucic, knowing full well that their fans are going to want to know, tells me that he's probably still under the PTO, or they're still negotiating with him in some capacity, or Doug Armstrong's exploring a trade for one of these other pieces that is currently on the roster to another team, and then sign Milan Lucic with that roster spot. There are lots of different things that can be happening right now. Today,
what's the time frame?
So today, what it is Monday to tomorrow, I believe. Tomorrow, there's a roster. I don't want to say it's a roster freeze, but I think it is, to where it's 48 hours before your home opener. You have to have a set roster of your 23 guys or whatever's on your roster. But that still would exempt Milan Lucic because he's on the PTO, so he doesn't have to be on there.
Okay.
So it's
interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot to digest sometimes.
So it means something, but it might not mean something.
might mean something. It might mean nothing.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. Interesting. Any other? I mean, really, we didn't think that there was going to be. Lucic was the main story, but was there any other takeaways from the roster announcement here?
Nothing. No, nothing really. I mean, obviously, the Sundqvist injury at practice yesterday. No skate today, so we don't know what his status is. We'll find out tomorrow at practice. And Doug Armstrong, by the way, tomorrow morning will be holding a press conference at 10 a.m. at Enterprise Center. So I'm sure someone will ask tomorrow morning about Milan Lucic, especially if there's nothing announced before that. Someone will obviously ask about Oskar Sundqvist and his status for practice, let alone games, and roster spots and IR and all that stuff will definitely be sorted out tomorrow morning.
Interesting. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. JR put together an article for The Athletic in which he discussed what we learned at Blues training camp and why it'll matter in 2025 and 26 and beyond. What was the thing that stood out to you, Carey, the most from this article?
Well, the Snuggerud's impressive playmaking. I think that's one of the players that we've talked about what do you expect from him? You only saw limited play from him because he came up late in the year, and you saw him in the playoffs. But I guess what are the expectations for him now that Bolduc is not here? You know, he's a younger player. What are you going to get from him in a full 82-game season? I think that's going to be really impressive to see what he is. Truthfully, you have an idea, and again, you saw glimpses of it, but a full 82-season game, and Jamie has talked about this, kind of the wall. If we have it in the NFL, it's usually week 10 because it's week 12 because that's normally you done played 4 preseason games when I was playing, and then 8 to 10 weeks of regular football. Your body's like, hey, all right, let's shut it down. We're good. And in hockey, it's 34, 35 games. For junior or
no, you get in junior hockey it's like 66 games.
66, okay. College is like 34, 5. So what is he going to, where is he going to be come that 40 game mark halfway through the season when your body is like, all right, well, what's next? And you still got another half of the season left. So his impressive playmaking, I think that's going to be important for the Blues and see how well he does.
What about you, Marsh?
For me, it's Logan Mailloux, and JR highlights Mailloux ready to be an NHL player. I think there were a lot of question marks surrounding this trade with Zach Bolduc. I'm sure a lot of fans were wondering, what is this player going to be? What is that going to look like? And if they watched the preseason, they saw that Doug Armstrong may have done it again because this guy so far has looked pretty impressive, not only from an offensive skill set, but from his physicality. He's a big, big body, and there's a lot of people questioning his defensive play, but it seems like one of the things that Jim Montgomery really wants to harp on with Logan Mailloux is simplicity. And I think he's playing with a defense partner in Tyler Tucker, who's also a very simple player. And, you know, Joe Vitale talked about it on the, it was either the pregame or the postgame against Chicago, talking about just the predictability of these two guys. And I know that word predictability kind of sounds like a negative thing, but in hockey, especially with the defenseman, it really is a positive, don't you think, Jamie?
Yeah, you want to know what's going on for sure. Like the worst thing you can have is a wild card out there where nobody knows what the hell's going to happen next because you can't generate any kind of flow or rhythm with a player if you don't know what he's going to do next. And so, yes, the predictability is good. For me, it's come clear that I think the Blues are. It's funny that training camp can make you think a certain way, but the Blues are gearing up for playoffs right now. And I say that because why on earth would you not have Braden Shen with Dylan Holloway and Jordan Carousel with the success that they had last year, right? That's the thought. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we force-feeding this? And so I sat back and thought about it for a minute. And then it finally hit me. A couple days ago, I said, I know what they're doing. They're building a playoff roster right now. And with Pius Suter between Holloway and Carousel, that gives you 3 relatively dynamic players. 2 for sure on the wings, and Suter's just a really smart hockey guy, but he's not a physical force, right? He's not a bruiser. He's not a hitting guy. So then when you drop Braden Shen to the third line, and it became apparent to me on Saturday night, Braden Shen between Bukestad and Jake Neighbors, 3 guys that had some of the highest hit totals individually. So I think Shen was like 4th on the Blues. Neighbors was right in there. Bukestad had 104 hits last year, and he's 6'6". He's a monster. Now you have a really heavy third line, and you've got 2 players in Shen and Neighbors who have scored 20 goals regularly. Bukestad, I think he's gotten to like 18 or 19 one time, so he's got the ability to get there. But that's a heavy line to play against now. So when you send that line out there against another team's second line or even first line, like there's a tax that's being paid, and then you follow it up with your fourth line, which could very well be, Walker, Lucic, Torchenko, Sundqvist. Like there's a variation in there somewhere. The guys that get lost for me, and I just don't know where they fit right now in the puzzle, are Joseph and Texier. Those are the 2 guys because Texier is more of a skilled player, but he's not good enough to play in your top 6. He's not. So where does he go? He's not heavy enough to play that style to play that third line or fourth line. Joseph can play. He's proven he can play the heavier game at times. So, and for me, that was the biggest thing is the Suter-Shen swap and why they were doing it and why I think that they've managed to do it that way.
That's interesting. For me, I'll keep it short and sweet. It's Philip Broberg being aggressive. 3 goals in the preseason, including 2 in 27 seconds, could, produce more offensively. We talked about that last week. Philip Broberg being an offensive defenseman, I think would be a lot of fun to watch unfold. We'll see in a couple of days here what the Blues look like in their home opener. That'll be on Thursday, and we will be broadcasting live from Enterprise Center from 2 to 6 for the Blues home opener. All right, it was a rough Week 5 for us against the Rizzuto show in the Pick'em Challenge. What does tonight's game mean for 2 people in this very studio? That's next on 101 ESPN.
ready to pick 'em. It's the Fast Lane Football Pick'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light, official beer of the NFL. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly.
Well, it was a rough Sunday for us here in the Fast Lane when it came to the Pick'em Challenge.
It ain't my fault.
Well, let's go over the
hell yeah.
scores here.
Your guys suck.
They did.
Here we can figure out what happened. All right. Let's go to the old leaderboard. By the way, we're definitely tonight doesn't matter for us versus the real
How
show.
the hell
We
did
lost.
they pick all? Like the games were so erratic. It should have affected.
Rafe had a great week. He had 8. Moon had 7. King Scott had 7. Riz had 6. Lauren had 5.
I think they're just closing their eyes and picking.
Well, then let's close our eyes and start
Maybe.
picking. BK and I had 6, as did Marsh. BK 6, me 6, Marsh 6. Jamie Rivers 5. And Carey Davis, who just proclaimed that it wasn't his fault,
It ain't my fault.
finished with 4.
Well, he's not done yet.
I'm still alive.
So he took the Jaguars tonight against the Chiefs. If the Jaguars beat the Chiefs, Jamie and Carey are now tied, and it'll go to the old randomized tiebreaker. Jamie, you have been punished once
No.
or 0?
0. So
Carey,
No.
goose egg.
fresh bottoms.
Marsh twice.
BK
BK
twice.
Me
Marsh once.
You once.
Me
You
once.
once. Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Hoping
Chiefs
not to be
win.
in this position.
Chiefs win.
No
Carey.
touchy toes.
Carey gets punished. So Carey, looking at some of these picks. All right, your four winners: Texans, Colts, Cowboys,
How
and
about he
Lions.
had the Texans?
Nice
I had
job in the Texans.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
I thought the Ravens were going to get smoked.
Well, they did.
They're giving up 40 points a game almost on defense in the 4
I
losses.
know. That's
They
unbelievable that
stink
you had that game.
How funny is it, speaking of that game, how funny is it Woody Marks, who is, I guess, the second string running back, has like a career day the week before.
Does nothing.
And I think he had 7 rushing attempts. And we go back to Nick Chubb, who we've been critical of, and he just had an unbelievable day.
Well, so did the Texans defense, and so did Stroud. Stroud
Played his
looked
best game, probably.
Yeah, he did. Now, Baltimore's defense is in shambles. They don't have their guys, so they're banged up. But the guys they do have, I mean, it's brutal. As Jamie mentioned, that offense for Houston is not good.
Not good.
They scored 26 points against the Titans, but they wheezed to 26. And Tennessee's terrible, despite the win yesterday in Arizona. They moved the ball from start to finish yesterday in Baltimore.
It was unbelievable.
They got the opening kickoff and immediately went right up the field and never stopped. C.J. Stroud had his best day, as Carey noted. Christian Kirk had a nice game. Nico Collins had a nice game. I mean, he spread the ball out. He looked like C.J. Stroud did his rookie year.
23 of 27.
Just anything he wanted, he took from Baltimore. The Ravens are in deep
Well,
crap
remember
right
last
now.
week we had the panic or patience, and I said panic.
I'm with you now.
Panic. There's no chance they make the playoffs, starting 1-4.
And that thing snowballed so quickly that they
couldn't run the ball.
they basically took Derrick Henry out of the game themselves.
They've been doing that anyways.
Very true.
They don't want to run the ball. They don't want to.
Why would you go get him?
But Carey, I don't want to take this opportunity from you,
No, you can keep going.
who scored 4 points.
Yeah, man.
What would you like to say?
Shame on the Miami Dolphins for
Okay,
blowing
so
a
we're still-
17-point lead.
still
Shame
projected. Got
on
it.
the Philadelphia Eagles for blowing a 14-point lead. Shame on the damn Arizona Cardinals for dropping the damn ball on the 1-yard line and then kicking the ball into the end zone so the Tennessee Titans could figure out a way
Ooh.
to
They recovered
score.
that ball for a second.
Tennessee recovered it. In the end
Arizona
zone
did for a second.
for a touchdown. Yeah, yeah. Shame on you for making me believe in the Los Angeles Chargers. Should have never done that. Those guys, they stink.
I didn't say L.A. I said believe in Justin Herbert.
I love how you keep blaming him, but I'm the one that had the Chargers as my number 1 team for a few weeks.
Yeah,
Very true.
But it's him.
my
It's his fault.
Oh, okay.
Shame on the Rams for not picking up the first down, going for it. Sean McVay, you smart fella, you didn't kick the field goal. Don't worry about it. You know, shame on these people. Shame on the Cleveland Browns for.
Yeah, I was about to say, didn't you take the mistake by the lake?
Shame on the Cleveland.
I did as well.
Shame on the
I
Cleveland
know
Browns.
why you did it. Why did you do it?
For not finishing that game and doing your job properly. You know, Carson Wentz was out of the game with a shoulder injury and miraculously came back.
I was ready for Max Brosmer to come in and be the next Tom Brady, and then Carson Wentz is like hopping up on the sideline.
He's
and
a
I was
gamer.
Like, damn it!
Hey.
He's a gamer.
Don't you
shame
badmouth
on all those people.
Don't you badmouth your quarterback?
Did you watch?
He was 25 of 34.
All I saw
He was an efficient
21-17.
winner.
He had a great final drive, and he had a few good series. Don't get me wrong, but he needs to. I don't know.
Wait, Marsh, hold on.
Marsh
You're
has become
you're the same guy that blasted the offensive line and Kevin
you know what?
O'Connell
And the head coach.
I'll tell you right now, offensive line.
when J.J. McCarthy was behind center.
Well, the offensive line impressed me yesterday. I was actually very shocked with how little they let Myles Garrett get to the quarterback. I was very impressed. I was very impressed with Kevin O'Connell, who.
Oh, this guy.
What?
You're just a J.J. McCarthy apologist. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
that's exactly what I'm hearing, too.
Apologizing
Yep.
constantly for J.J. McCarthy.
Not JJ's
What are
fault
you
ever.
talking about?
The offensive line, the head coach, and by the way, one of the best head coaches in the league.
He is one of the best head coaches.
Carson Wentz goes 25 of 34, a tutty, and now it's like, I wanted him out.
I wanted him out. Anthony, they were losing to the Browns at halftime.
You wanted Cam Akers to be the quarterback.
Cam Akers actually used to play quarterback, and he threw a pretty nice ball.
I know.
But I thought Kevin O'Connell, they if you notice, they were going quick. They were going quick. That's something that I have been asking for 4 weeks now. Go quick.
Maybe
Go
he
quick.
listened to you, Marshy.
He probably did.
Did
I
you
will
send
say
him that
this.
email?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, see, there it is.
I will say this.
Thank you for helping me write that up, by the way.
No problem.
The Cleveland Browns right. The Cleveland Browns, who I do call the mistake by the lake, an accident waiting to happen, the factory of sadness.
Wow.
They have drafted some really good ball players. Like everybody that touched the ball felt like yesterday was a rookie. Quinshon Judkins had a really good game. The UCLA linebacker Schlesinger led the team in tackles. Like they got a lot of guys that are. Harold Fanning scored a touchdown. Like they got a lot of guys that are young.
He's had a nice start to the season.
They might be on to something. I don't know. I don't know what Dylan Gabriel is going to be at quarterback, but I will give credit to this Browns team, and they got a 2-time Coach of the Year. They might actually be on to something. I will give them credit.
What?
They lost.
They're on something, all right.
No, they might be on to something. They got some talent there. They didn't get it done. I'll take the blame for that. That's on me. I definitely thought that Marshy's Vikings were going to Viking at some point.
They
found a way.
almost did.
They tried to.
They tried.
They tried to.
How about Kevin O'Connell death staring the official on that? You called the timeout, dude.
Dude,
He was death staring the referee.
Gosh. I texted you.
Why did you give me that? You called the timeout.
I couldn't believe they did that. You know what? If they don't make that tackle
That was a great play, by the way.
That was a
Back on
great
the head
tackle.
coach. Look what you did.
If they don't make that tackle, I don't know if that receiver goes out of bounds. I think he takes that up the sideline, and then you have like one man to miss.
That was a great play. Great tackle there at the end. He can't get out of bounds. You got to get out of bounds. He didn't. It's part of the game. But for me, overall, I take no blame in any of this.
So I thought
You're back to no blame?
None.
I thought
none.
You got 4 points.
That's not my fault.
Such accountability.
You didn't take
I
a
didn't
shot.
take-
Now you're going to take a shot.
I won't take any blame for
You
this.
didn't take any shots.
The New York Giants going
Yeah.
into New Orleans, you were up as well.
I had the Saints.
We had the
Come on, man.
Saints.
You got to play better.
The line made no sense.
Eagles, Cardinals, Seahawks. I took the Seahawks.
Oh,
You're
I
at
hate
home.
the Seahawks.
I told you not to
You're
take
at
the
home.
Stupid
against my
Seahawks.
Baker Mayfield.
Is that your fault? It's not. It's their
Did you
damn
go with
fault.
Seahawks?
Yes.
Yes.
You're a fool. All week you talked about
I know.
the Baker Mayfield
You can't
effect.
lose.
Can't lose. Again, yesterday.
I took the Panthers and the Saints.
Oh, my God.
You took the Panthers.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
damn
did
right
too.
I
Pretty
did.
damn ridiculous.
And I thought to myself when they were down 17-0, boy, I've got a problem.
Terrible decision.
This is a problem.
None of this
When the
made any
Giants
sense.
jumped up 14-3, I go, I got an issue. And then fortunately, turned the ball over 5 times.
Each one of those teams that lost were up double digits.
Yeah.
And so, not each one of them, but most of them.
You gotta be able
The
to see these
Cardinals,
things, Carey.
The Eagles, the Giants. Like, you're up double digits. And come on, man.
Yeah.
Chargers. What are we doing here?
Carey, if it makes you feel better, I think we probably all missed the Eagles, which would have kept you still in last place.
Yeah. I don't think anybody had.
We all missed the Eagles.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We all didn't miss the Seahawks.
The most
You had
impressive.
the Commanders? Or you had the Chargers?
I had the Chargers.
The most impressive team yesterday, by far, was the Tampa Bay Bucks.
Yeah, baby.
I thought you were going to say the Indianapolis Colts.
I was about to
Oh,
say,
they're playing the Raiders.
I'll tell you right now, I'm putting the Colts at number 2.
I mean, I guess the Patriots look good too,
The
but
Buccaneers, man,
the Buccaneers are legit.
they've got injuries too, and they're still managing to come back in these games, and like they're never out.
When Seattle got the ball back,
Yep.
when it was tied,
Yeah.
I'm like, Tampa's going to figure out a way. And then they got the pick, set up the game-winning field goal. All right.
Yeah, the biggest winner of the weekend, Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go.
They're the biggest winners
Here we go.
every year.
Yep.
Every year.
They didn't
Ain't
even
my fault
play.
the rest of the day. Exactly.
That's your
They're
best
in
game
that
of the
lucky
year.
number 10 spot.
Well, hey, how about the
What do you
Bengals
got this week?
actually finding some offense yesterday?
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of
kind of,
ish.
yeah.
Let's just not get carried away there.
You'll see.
My
what
Lions.
happens in the
Come
10
on.
spot this week.
And my guy David Montgomery. Let's go, baby.
He got it. He got there for you.
Yeah.
He also had a touchdown pass.
Yes, he did. Yep. Browns Steelers next week.
Oh,
We'll put that
you're the
number
mistake
10
by the lake all
we'll
day
put
long,
that number
baby.
10 spot to the test.
Gonna be
Two
the
of
Falcons.
Carey's favorite teams.
Be the Falcons.
No, it's not.
We're
Number
going to
10.
vote you.
Boy, thanks.
You guys are haters.
Why couldn't the Patriots? Why couldn't the Bills play their that way like next Monday? You know, just throwing it out there.
Maybe they
You
will.
gotta take a game off. Let's do it next Monday. Instead, they're gonna be pissed off
Yep.
going to Atlanta.
Yep.
Has Jordan Binnington changed the national narrative? We have evidence that says yes. That's next on 101 ESPN.
So many games over the weekend, college football, NFL football. You had Major League Baseball, all sorts of fun going on, and I didn't have to miss one bit of it because I had the Circus Sports Illinois app, and I got to have a little fun with that over the weekend as well. And let's not forget that Circus Sports will be in Missouri December 1st, so it's not too long from now before you can place your bets here in the wonderful state of Missouri. But until then, get onto their website or the App Store, download Circus Sports Illinois. Great lines on futures bets. They always have the best odds of any app that are out there. I know I say it all the time, but you can check me on this one. Check out all the other apps. See what the odds are. You'll find out Circus Sports has the best odds out there. That means bigger payouts. They also have tight money line splits. And it's just a lot of fun to have the world's largest sports book right there in the palm of your hand with unbelievable plays every day. Maybe it's a player prop you're looking for. They've got you there. Maybe it's one of those big parlays. Marshy loves the big parlays, 10, 11 team parlays. They've got it right there for you at the Circus Sports Illinois app. So please download and bet like a pro today with your Circus Sports Illinois app. And don't miss out on all the excitement. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Blues finish off the preseason with a 4-0 victory over the Chicago Blackhawks. The season opener is Thursday. We'll have that game for you right here on 101 ESPN. Blues Wild pregame starts at 6. Puck drop will be at 7. And we're going to talk about your favorite goaltender, Jordan Binnington. Has Jordan Binnington changed the national narrative? We'll discuss that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
Well, as Marsh just discussed there, noted in the SportsCenter update, Jordan Binnington. Has Jordan Binnington changed the national narrative? Jordan Binnington, nationally, not locally, nationally, has been kind of known as just being almost an irritant since the Stanley Cup win. Somebody that might be known more for the antics. Not us here. We appreciate what Jordan Binnington is, and we know that he has absolutely matured with a lot of help, I thought, initially from Craig Berube, who kind of pointed out some things, said, hey, Jordan Binnington's got to kind of relax a little bit. Since that point, and it's been years now, I think Jordan Binnington has been a total pro. But, Marsh, you had noticed something from a ranking standpoint that caught your eye that led us to pose the question whether or not nationally Jordan Binnington now has changed his narrative.
He came in, he was gliding. He was floating. He was so excited about this.
Oh, absolutely.
Sprinting.
It was wild. A little excitement in his voice.
So this is an article from Jesse Granger on The Athletic, 2025-2026 NHL goalie tiers. An anonymous panel of coaches and goalies rates every starter, and there's a couple different tiers. We'll start off with Tier 1, World Class. We'll start off with Igor Shesterkin.
Bless you.
From the New York Rangers. Then you have Connor Hellebuyck. Actually shocked that Hellebuyck isn't number 1 here based on winning the Vezina, but we did see his
Shocked
play.
the Hellebuyck out of you?
Maybe not the Hellebuyck, but we did see him perform in the playoffs, so maybe that knocked him down a little bit. Andrei Vasilevsky is tied with Connor Hellebuyck in this Tier 1, and then you have Sergei Bobrovsky, old Bob from Florida, 2-time Stanley Cup champion. He is 4th. So then we move on to tier...
Can we just pause there for a second?
Yeah.
Because the only 2 guys that I'd have in this category out of those 4 are Vasilevsky and Bobrovsky.
2 guys that have won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they've carried their teams to Stanley Cup championships. Hellebuyck, it's proven last year he could barely carry his team out of the first round. He got lucky, is what happened there. And Igor Shesterkin,
Bless you.
thank you, he also did nothing. So, just my own comment on that.
Tier 2, high-level starter. We have Jake Ottinger of the Dallas Stars. Ilya Sorokin, solid goaltender with the Islanders, a bad team, though. And then at number 7, you have Jordan Binnington, who is a part of this Tier 2 high-level starter, a top 10 starter who's considered franchise quality. I feel like Jordan Binnington over the past has not been ranked so high when we talk about national goaltender rankings in the NHL. But we had a conversation over the summer that Jordan Binnington was moving up in these rankings. In fact, NHL Network didn't even have him ranked last year. Now they do, and according to this list, Jordan Binnington, 7th best goaltender in the NHL right now. I wonder if the Four Nations has anything to do with that. And, of course, we know that he is a stud when it comes to the playoffs.
So I think it has everything to do with that, because now when you look back and you say, okay, he was unbelievable in the 2019 Cup run, at first you're like, it was just he got a hot streak, right? He followed up. A lot of people forget that the following season, Jordan Binnington's numbers were off the charts.
The COVID year.
The COVID year.
Yep.
He was unbelievable for the 70 games or whatever that were played before they shut things down and whatnot. But yeah, I think you're right, Marshy, because now you've got, John Cooper is prominent in the hockey world for many reasons. One, his Tampa Bay Lightning are a hell of a hockey team. They have been for many years now. He's also been the head coach of a few different Team Canada programs as well. And when John Cooper goes out there and says, Jordan Binnington is my guy, Jordan Binnington is a big game goalie, and we will ride the coattails of this guy. If we're going to win, it'll be because of Jordan Binnington. all of a sudden people go, what? Who? Some people, I'm sure, were like, Jordan, what? Some people didn't even know who the hell he was.
Which is ridiculous.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But then the Athletic, now not the same guy, I don't think, but the Athletic last year did have it out there, and Jordan Binnington was 18th in the league. That's where they had him ranked as far as goaltending was concerned. And now, according to this particular list, he's 7th. I think he's ranked appropriately at 7. I think he is, because he's had spurts of unbeatable hockey. And then, of course, it is a team game. So when the team is not playing as well, maybe even go back to the beginning of last season, goals against goes up, save percentage goes down. It affects the goaltender's numbers. I don't believe it affects the goaltender's performance, because I still think he's a high-level athlete and one of the top-tier goalies, but the numbers don't look as good. So then the back half of last season, coupled with solid playoffs and the Four Nations, this is how you end up with Jordan Binnington finally getting some flowers.
I mean, this is awesome. I think the world got to see him on that stage last year and got to see the mindset that we see every night here in St. Louis, the psychopath. Yeah, I don't even smile, on to the next game, whatever the hell. Not another game. Okay, cool. Congratulations, everyone. And skate off. Like, I'm mad and maniacal, and I'm a little crazy, but that plays well for the position that you're playing. So, yeah, I think that kind of projected him and propelled him into where we are now, what we get to see every night. And I'm just reading this article. It says, I think the Blues are going to adopt the defensive mindset that Boston had when Jim Montgomery was there. And I think that's going to put Binnington over the top, statistically speaking, and into the realm of a top tier, a tier 1. And that's what one goalie coach predicted about Jordan Binnington going into this year. It says a lot that you may not, I think a lot of the people say, inconsistency or not as good during the season, but no one else. There are a short list of names I want in a win or go home, a must-have situation. If he can keep that level of play for 82 games, he will be one of the top goalies in the NHL. So he has it in him, but is he going to be able to be consistent throughout the entire year? And I think that does help with the players that are around him, making sure that life's a lot easier and not taking too many shots night after night.
I think the thing that hurt Jordan Binnington, you have the Stanley Cup win in 2019, and we've seen goaltenders come in before and have amazing playoff success, and then all of a sudden their career kind of fizzles a little bit. Like Matt Murray comes to mind of the Penguins. He was a part of that Penguins team. They went back to back. Cam Ward, not the football player, but he was with the Hurricanes. He was fantastic with the Hurricanes until he wasn't. But I wonder if people thought, okay, maybe Jordan Binnington is just kind of this one-hit wonder type dude, because the following year, you mentioned his great regular season. Well, then they go into the bubble. He didn't really play that well. Jake Allen ended up coming into that series against Vancouver. Then the next time they make the playoffs, they take on the Avalanche. They get swept. Not a really good defense in front of them. But then they go into the playoffs against the Wild. He's not even the starter at that point. Comes in, was fantastic, but then gets injured, right? We don't see Jordan Binnington because the Blues end up missing the playoffs for a few years. You have all that antic stuff go on, and then the Blues finally get back to the playoffs. He has this Four Nations incredible save, incredible games to win that tournament for Team Canada. And I thought, despite the Blues losing in Game 7, I thought Jordan Binnington was fantastic last year in the playoffs against the Jets. So I think people are like, oh, yeah, this guy just needs to be in these big games because he is a dude that can ultimately get you there.
I agree wholeheartedly. And I thought he did he did play fantastic in the postseason. I mean, the Blues overall, obviously, we've been down this road before, should have won that series. All right, college football carousel week 6.
Oh, boy.
Wow. Penn State. Holy smokes.
They suck.
Fortunately, Penn State exists, or else we'd be talking about Texas.
They suck.
And we'll also get into Alabama taking care of business against Vandy to set up a huge matchup this Saturday in Columbia. That's next on 101 ESPN. your chance right now to win free tickets to see Nine Inch Nails February 25th at Enterprise Center. Tickets for Nine Inch Nails go on sale this Wednesday, October 8th at noon. But we've already got your chance to win free tickets for the show before you can even buy them. Here's your trivia question for today. The song Perfect Drug was on what soundtrack? Nine Inch Nails song The Perfect Drug was on what soundtrack? Carey has no idea. Doesn't surprise me.
None.
Not his type of music.
After what I heard Carey say today.
Yeah. Swing and a miss for Carey.
Honestly, I'm going to hold us to this. We are going to pick a day. And maybe Marshy, you're like the DJ guy. You put together like a playlist. And we're going to sit in that room and we're going to video Carey playing Name That Tune because it's
very entertaining.
It's like, it was unreal today. I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah.
Should we
We
give
can
the
tell them
listeners
about it.
a little
Hold on.
behind the scenes?
Oh, no.
Text in to win those free tickets, 314-399-9646. That's on the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you have the correct answer, again, Perfect Drug, what soundtrack was it on? If you have the correct answer and you're the 101st texter, you'll get the free tickets. And you can find all the ticket details and a bonus shot to score free tickets for Nine Inch Nails right now at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 mobile app powered by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Somehow we got singing the song, what's it? Now I forget. What was the song, Marsh?
It was from.
Well, you brought up The Chain. Was it The Chain?
No, it wasn't that. We weren't singing The Chain. We're singing.
God,
Anyways,
what song was it?
Nobody knows.
We're singing a song by Fleetwood Mac, and Carey.
You can go your own.
No, it wasn't that one.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Anyways,
Was it Dreams?
No, it wasn't that. I know that song.
we got to sing it, and then Carey, who always knows the song.
It was that
always.
one, wasn't it? Go your own.
No, it was
No,
not.
it wasn't.
You can go your own way. It was not.
So Carey, who's also singing word for word.
Oh, I know what it was. Just like the one we
Yeah.
love, songs that like to sing. Ooh, baby, ooh.
Carey goes after he said, hey, "Give me the first letter," and we're like, "F."
F.
And he goes, "Foo Fighters."
I almost fell out of my chair. I was trying to get up. I tripped on my bag in the chair. I couldn't
Not the Foo. No. All right.
That was close.
No, really not.
I didn't really know. Okay, so we got to get into these college football games. Penn State. What do you? In all honesty, where do you go from here if you're Penn State? Because you lose to Oregon at home. Okay, Oregon, outstanding program. Mm-hmm. Outstanding program. Going to be in the college football playoff again. Maybe a national title contender. Right? You lose to them at home. Tough one. You fly out to UCLA, whose coaching staff is Andrew March, Jamie Rivers, and me, and Carey.
And their fan base is a lot like what we saw at Busch Stadium this year.
And Carey's calling plays from Illinois' broadcast.
All 150 people stormed the field after.
Like, there's no...
Nobody was in danger.
If Squirrel White were
exact
playing,
opposite of Virginia, Florida
if
State.
Squirrel White were in that game, he would have been
fine.
able to walk off
Get
the
up
field.
easily, yeah. But, all right, so you're James Franklin or Penn State. You're not going to go to the playoffs.
I don't think you're James Franklin in Penn State for very long.
Maybe not. Do you move on from him? Because he has built up a really good program. But clearly this
Has
team,
he, though, or is it smoke and mirrors?
I mean, I think he's done a good job.
I'm saying, but
Except for winning big games. And now games he should win.
so if you're playing for the college football national championship, you're probably going to have to win some big games, at least a couple. Now that the way the playoffs are set up, you got to win at least a couple.
Right.
So I don't think they're moving on from James Franklin. His buyout is $50 million, which means you're kind of indebted to that salary for
That's it. You're
some time being. It is that was surprising, right? To go out there and lose in that manner. You lost to a team that is 0-4. They just got their head coach fired. They're scrambling. I think they only had a couple of days to actually work on the things that they needed to work on with the new OC and all of those. Like, it was just
2 days.
2 whole days.
2 days.
To work on a game plan versus a defensive coordinator who is the top defensive paid top defensive coordinator in Jim Knowles for Penn State, who came over from Ohio State last year. I mean, there are a lot of things that need to be corrected. Offensively, I don't like how they play offense. I think it's terrible. I think they have two really good running backs that they should be leaning on. And Drew Aller, again, we've talked about Arch Manning. We talked about Nussmeier. We talked about Cade Klubnik. We've talked about Drew Aller. Those were the 4 top quarterbacks coming into this season, and all 4 of them have shown me that they probably are definitely not the first overall pick, and maybe not even a first-round pick. You're going to take somebody because these NFL teams like, him. Like they got to take, like they panic. Okay, do the number, but go him. Yeah, let me get him.
It might be Carson Beck now.
It might be.
He's one of the few quarterbacks of Power 5 teams that is playing well.
But these guys haven't performed well. The offenses for those teams haven't performed well. I don't know what Penn State does because, again, you are and were the number 2 team coming into the season. A lot of people projected you. You brought back a lot of the quarterback Mizzou has now is because Drew Aller wouldn't leave and go to the NFL. He's like, I got to get the hell out of here. He's going to be here.
Right.
I need to play.
Thank you.
You brought back a lot of the pieces that you had from last year's team, and you go out to California and get beat up by an 0-4 team that just fired their coach.
Like,
there are a lot of questions right now in Happy Valley, and you took Oregon to overtime last week. Like, you were in that game. It wasn't good the first 3.5 quarters. It was really lackluster there offensively. But to go out to UCLA and lose that game, there's no explanation for that.
No, it's bleak.
Well, Marcia and I were laughing earlier, and we told you, Anthony, the offensive coordinator in his post-game press conference was saying, the challenge in 2 days to put together an offense or whatever, work with what we have. But he said part of his other challenge was he'd never called plays through the headset before. And, like when you tilt the mic up, it shuts the mic off, right? So he kept moving that to look at, things, and then he was talking. He said it took him half the game to get used to the headset.
That's his lost.
He goes, we're going to clean that up for next game. And that offense put up 166 yards in the air, 280 yards on the ground.
Move the ball at will against what should be one of the best defenses in the nation.
Quarter.
Yeah, Penn State, that one is absolutely head-scratching. Texas, I think, is more, it's easier to quantify. Their offense, inconsistent at best. Arch Manning continues to struggle. Offensive line is very bad. The Longhorns' offensive line is brutal. Run game is average because of the O-line. The defense is very good, but even they had their issues against Florida. They still have to face Oklahoma, Georgia, and Texas A&M.
That's 3 losses right there. Easy.
Arch Manning was overhyped. That's just that bottom line.
Extremely.
I'm not saying anything that people don't already know. And, Carey, you had made the point that I think very few, but some people did point this out. Hey, if he couldn't unseat Quinn Ewers a year ago,
that should tell you everything you need to know. That should tell
you that this kid probably – and I wonder, too, if Sark kind of knew. But it's a Manning.
And what are you going to do? Nothing.
You recruited this kid. You're paying him a bunch of money, and you think our offense is going to be fine. And it's not at all. All right, we got more college football to get into a little bit later on.
Yeah, because I've got a dark horse that I'd like to pick right now. It's going to be doing some damage.
All right, fair enough. We also have to discuss Illinois. They beat Purdue, and of course the Alabama-Vanderbilt match we didn't get into, and that sets up a huge matchup. I mean, the two local teams have massive matchups this weekend.
Anthony, real quick, going back to this Texas thing, there's this gentleman on X. His name's Jack Settleman. Him and his buddy went to the Texas game, and his buddy is 0-7. He hasn't seen Texas win in person since 2017. He's 0-7 heading into the game against the Florida Gators, now 0-8. And I don't know if this is a joke or not, but they're taking compensation for the Texas OU game.
That's
so if you're
smart.
an Oklahoma fan and you want that guy to go to the game, sounds like a good idea.
Start.
Well, the next 3 games, I'd capitalize with this guy.
Yeah, right.
Odds are they're losing anyway.
No kidding.
Real quick, we did get a text that that is not a Fleetwood Mac song. That is just Stevie Nicks. So I don't know if that's true or not. Clearly, I don't know. You always know.
So that's
even worse.
No, but that wasn't the question, though. It was the question was, what band is Stevie Nicks a part of? because we were singing the song.
Starts with an F.
Then the question was, what band was she a part of?
So
Starts
that's
with
a
an
she?
F.
Hang on, let's digest this for a second.
Stevie Nicks, yeah.
That's a woman?
That's a woman.
That's why Foo Fighters, Carey, was funny.
When you said Foo Fighters,
Because
the
David
genre is
Grohl
way off.
won the genre, and David Grohl's voice substantially different than Stevie Nicks.
Interesting.
Both can sing.
Learn something new every
Very
day.
different. Yeah. All right. Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN. Chiefs, Jaguars tonight, and the place to play the game is Underdog. Football season is in full swing. I'm sure you watched a lot of the action over the weekend. How about you get in on the action by playing at Underdog? You can select entries and win money all season long, including tonight, right here in our state of Missouri. You don't even have to get off your couch to play Underdog, and playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether or not certain players will go higher or lower on their stats. So for tonight's game, I mentioned this before, I like Isaiah Pacheco to go lower than 27.5 rushing yards. They seem to be moving away from him with Kareem Hunt still kind of plodding along, and they seem to like this rookie Smith, and I wonder if he gets more action. How about Patrick Mahomes? I think he gets higher in the number moved from earlier today, 20.5 rushing yards. Those are my picks for tonight. If you want to add a Jaguar, in fact, great, fantastic. How you want to play it is up to you. How about this? Brenton Strange for the Jaguars, higher than 3.5 receptions. There we go. So now we've got our card for tonight. You can pick a couple of more plays. And if you get all your entries correct, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash just for playing as little as $1. So download the app today or head to the Underdog website. Sign up with my promo code Anthony. Just my first name. And then you're going to score $100 in bonus funds or entries when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code is Anthony. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 18 or older and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.nspgambling.org.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
4:05, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Michael to play the Gauntlet for round 2 of the Gauntlet after he beat Jamie on Friday. What's up, Michael?
Hey, how you guys doing? Did y'all have a good weekend?
We did, yeah. Everything was good. How about yours?
Oh, well, it was good until I watched the worst football game I've ever seen in my entire life yesterday with the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh yeah.
I was going to say, you can take your pick of the litter. There's a lot of bad games.
And that's my team. I have to admit it. So,
man.
season's over.
That one was tough, man.
Oh, hey, by the way, Jamie, the Rain Man's in the house.
The Rain Man?
Rain Man.
Yeah, on Friday you said, what is this guy, a Rain Man?
Oh, yeah, because you knew some of those answers. I was like, there's no way this guy's normal.
I'm sure he's normal.
No, it's a compliment, Anthony.
Yeah, no.
It is a compliment.
All right. Michael, would you like Marsh, Carey, or me for round 2?
Carey Davis.
All right.
All right, Michael. Good luck.
All right. Hey, Carey.
Yeah.
Good luck, man. M-I-Z.
I-N-I.
Yeah, Carey got it there. Yeah.
I-N-I.
I got to get you off your game, bro.
All right, so Carey's heading into the cone of silence right now. Michael, you're going to tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin that wheel, Marshy.
What are you hoping for today?
Well, just like the other day, football, baseball, or hockey.
All right. Football, baseball, hockey.
Ooh, it is that time of year, gentlemen. It's hockey.
Hockey. You obviously are good with hockey. All right, you're going to get 4 hockey questions. Each one is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those questions are worth 1 point. Are you ready, Michael?
You got it.
All right, here we go. Question 1. The NHL regular season gets underway tomorrow as the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers host which team to kick off the season?
I'm going to need the options on that one.
The Chicago Blackhawks, the Columbus Blue Jackets, or the Tampa Bay Lightning?
We'll go with Tampa Bay Lightning. Final answer.
All right, Michael. Question 2. Reggie Leach and which other player hold the record for most goals scored in a single playoff, scoring 19 goals in the postseason?
I'm going to go with Wayne Gretzky. Final answer.
Question number 3. How many hat tricks did the Blues score last season?
I'm going to go with 4. Final answer.
Final question, Michael. The San Jose Sharks and which other team are the only NHL teams currently without a captain?
Give me the options on that one.
Anaheim Ducks, Boston Bruins, or the Buffalo Buffaloes? Also
I'll go
known
with
as the
Buffalo.
Buffaloes.
I'll go Buffalo Sabres. Final answer.
All right.
Let's bring back Carey.
Tough one today, man.
Yeah, that is tough.
Yeah, those are real tough. You know, my ex-wife though, if she was doing this, she would know all of these. She's like a savant.
We'll see how Carey does.
Carey's back.
Hey,
Carey's back from the cone of silence.
that's quick.
How you feeling?
I'm good.
All right. Your category today is hockey.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
Back
do
lunch,
that
buddy.
hockey.
Do that hockey.
Yep.
No.
Carey, the NHL regular season gets underway tomorrow as the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers host which team to kick off the season?
I just saw all of the. I can't. My brain is. It doesn't matter. Options.
Chicago Blackhawks, Columbus Blue Jackets, Tampa Bay Lightning.
I don't think it's the Blackhawks. Let's go Lightning. Final answer.
All right, Carey, question 2. Reggie Leach and which other player holds the record for most goals scored in a single playoff, scoring 19 goals in the postseason? Remember Reggie?
Nah,
We were just talking
I
about
was
this.
just talking about Reggie the other day, man. He was called him Mr. May, Mr. June. There's so many goals he
Yeah.
scored in the playoffs. Yeah, options.
Oh, okay. That's shocking. Was it Jaromir Jagr, Wayne Gretzky, or Yari Curry?
That Wayne would be just too easy. Jaromir Jagr. Mario. Give me Jaromir Jagr. Final answer.
Question number 3. How many hat tricks did the Blues score last season?
Oh. No, they missed out on one because Anthony was upset about that one.
Come on,
Jordan
Cairo.
couldn't get it done. He was pissed.
So pissed.
Yeah, what are we? 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6. I don't think it's that many. 3 feels like too many. Or maybe it's just right. So I'm stuck at 2.5. Over or under. Let's go 2. Final answer.
Final question, Carey. The San Jose Sharks and which other team are the only NHL teams currently without a captain?
Does that San Jose Sharks and read that one more time?
The San Jose Sharks and which other team are the only NHL teams currently without a captain?
All that hockey knowledge ain't gonna help me with this. Options, please.
Anaheim Ducks, Boston Bruins, or the Buffalo Buffaloes, otherwise known as the Buffalo Sabres.
Bruins probably have a captain, I'm sure. I don't know who it is. Brain ain't functioning. Go with the Buffalo Sabres. Final answer.
Got a barn burner here, gentlemen.
All right.
0-0.
Let's go over these. The NHL regular season gets underway tomorrow night as the Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers host which team to kick off the season? Michael said the Tampa Bay Lightning. Carey said the Tampa Bay Lightning. Correct answer is
Chicago Blackhawks.
the Chicago Blackhawks. 0-0.
Definitely didn't think it was them.
Apparently not.
Reggie Leach and which other player holds the record for most goals scored in a single playoff, scoring 19 goals in the postseason? Michael, without the options, said Wayne Gretzky.
Not a bad option.
Carey, with the option, said Jaromir Jagr. Correct answer is
Jaromir Jagr did have, what, 3,000?
over 3,000
Yeah, he
games.
played a
now.
lot of games.
But he did not score 19 goals. It was Yari Curry.
Yari Curry was the correct answer. Yari
Wayne
Curry.
Gretzky's winger.
The San Jose Sharks and which other team are the only NHL teams currently without a captain? You both said the Buffalo Sabres. Correct answer is
Well, Brad Marchand was the captain in Boston, traded to the Florida Panthers, so the Boston Bruins would be the correct answer.
Boston Bruins. Score check.
0-0.
0.0.
Comes down to this. How many hat tricks did the Blues score last season? Without the options, Carey said 2. Without the options, Michael said 4. Your options were 2, 3, and 4. If it's 2, Carey wins. If it's 4, Michael wins. Michael.
Walk it off.
Correct answer is it's 3.
0-0.
So the only thing you guys were right on, and this was a tough one, but the only thing you guys were right on was Carey saying 0-0 before we read off the answers. All right, here we go. Closest to the pin, tiebreaker question. Michael, you're going to wait to give us your answer because Carey's going to write down his answer. All right?
Okay. Yep.
Once Carey has written it down, Michael, we're going to need your answer. And again, closest to the pin will win. Michael, you ready?
Sure.
Carey, you ready?
Yes.
Here we go. How many hat tricks were scored in the NHL last season? How many hat tricks were scored in the NHL last season?
That feels like.
Carey's writing down
A lot of
his
things.
answer. And
That feels low. No, all right. I'm good with it.
Okay, we have Carey's answer. Michael, what's yours?
Let's go with 52.
Carey, you wrote down?
55.
Wow.
Jamie, how many hat tricks were scored in the NHL last season?
77.
Michael.
I've chosen poorly.
Michael, essentially you lost by 4. 4 hat tricks.
I know, right? Oh, wow, that was close.
Oh, man.
Good job,
Can
Michael.
Can I get someone a shout out real quick?
Sure, of course.
Hey, I got my four kids, Michael, Matthew, Mark, and Mallory, and Michael's wife Jess, and Matthew's fiance Melissa, and my girl Debbie, and a little girl Parker. Love you all.
All right.
right.
Excellent, Michael.
Congrats
Good
to
stuff.
everybody.
Hey, thanks for listening. Thanks for being so fun, man. We appreciate you, and hopefully you try again soon.
We'll try it again one of these days.
Excellent.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a
Please
great
do.
time.
Take care,
Thank you,
Michael. Have a
Michael.
good one.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, Michael. Very nice
You know what,
guy.
though?
Very nice guy.
The end of the road was coming anyways.
Oh, yeah, because Marsh was gearing up.
Marsh is going to
Yeah,
rip
Michael
his
was
soul
way too
out.
nice.
Way too nice.
Yep.
No, and now he's got all those kids and everything. Would have got ugly.
It would have, yeah, absolutely. Carey, nice job, man.
Nice job, man. You really got him,
I
Carey.
really did.
Carey Davis. Good
Carey, do you want
stuff.
the last laugh? ILL?
I.
There
you go.
Now.
All right. Should the money that we're seeing being tossed around right now in the NHL be a concern for the Blues when it comes to Holloway and Broberg and their, cap situation and their potential contract situation? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. Jamie, if I want to know hockey, I go to you. If I want to learn about, offensive play calling and how to look at a defense, I go to Carey, right? When I have a question when it comes to my mortgage, whether or not it's a good time to refi, rates, or if Chris and I start to look at a new home, Stewie's going to be one of my first calls to secure that loan because he's the expert. And we've seen it time and time again, has saved our listeners and his clients so much money, and you can speak firsthand to it as well.
Yeah, Stewie's on top of everything. That's what I noticed right away when we were going through the purchase of my home. It's just like everything was so organized. It was so easy for me. And then just educating me on small things that I never knew existed. Some other lenders overlook or they don't tell you. And then you're wondering, well, what about this? You have questions, you're concerned, it's stressful. You don't have to worry about any of that with Stewie. He holds your hand through the entire process. And then the best part is, like, he follows up. Every once in a while, week, 10 days, the market's doing this, the interest rates, Stewie will shoot me a text. We're not quite there yet, but another little while, we're going to refinance you. We'll use the bagel loan, cost you nothing. He's on top of it.
Yep.
And it's not just for me, he does it for everybody. And he absolutely loves helping out 101 ESPN listeners. So take our advice, Anthony and myself, and give Stewie a call at 314-324-4440.
Again, that number one more time is 314-324-4440.
Call him, text him. If you can't remember that, Anthony, what can they do?
Google the bagel loan.
NMLS number 226715.
Should the money being tossed around in the NHL right now be a concern for the Blues when it comes to, well, the fact that they're going to have to sign and want to sign Holloway and Broberg to contract extensions at some point? It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis, and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. And speaking of Marsh, we got a text about this very similar topic earlier in the show.
Yeah, we were talking about Connor McDavid, his deal, and then we brought up Logan Cooley and Lane Hudson, and we were just talking about contracts because the salary cap is going up in the NHL. So we got a text from Ian LePerriere on the Air Comfort Service text line. Ian LePerriere, that not the hockey player, of course, same name.
It's an ode.
It's an ode to Ian LePerriere. The text reads, "The money being tossed around gives me a bad feeling about the Blues signing Holloway and Broberg to 8-year deals. Their price tags are likely to keep rising." Does that give you guys any concern based on the conversation that we had earlier today?
I'm not concerned about it. I mean, when you look at the contract extensions that Doug Armstrong has given out, he has always figured it out with the cap. He's done a great job of making sure that he's got one eye on the future and one eye in on the present. I think he'll figure it out. I also think that when you look at some of the deals that of players that he signed previously, whether that's Robert Thomas or Jordan Cairo or Colton Parayko, initially there's like this sticker shock. But then you look back on it, you're like, man, that contract is actually pretty sweet. So I think I trust that Doug Armstrong will negotiate very well with Broberg and Holloway's representatives, and they'll figure something out. There's always money that's going to be spent in any league. Are you concerned?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, great. Awesome.
I didn't cut you off, but do you feel like this is
why the hell are you concerned?
like a Jerry Jones situation? Like you should get it done sooner rather than later. The longer you wait, the more money, the more it goes up, and you're kind of putting yourself or can put yourself in a bad situation where, guy's going to want more money. You're not going to be able to pay him, or you're going to be heavily stretched out really badly.
Yeah, and so look, the Blues have been a cap team for many years now, and that's a credit to the ownership group being willing to spend up to the cap, because as we know, you don't have to. Like if the Blues ownership group wanted to profit more and maybe win less or not care or not put as much of an emphasis on winning, they could put more money in their pockets. But here's what's happening with the salary cap. And I fear that what is happening in baseball could happen in the NHL, because you have a handful of owners in the NHL that have so much money they don't even know what to do with themselves. But you also have another group of middle teams that have smaller ownership groups that are stressing out their finances by spending to the cap. And if the cap goes up from 94, 95 to 113 million, I think is what it's projected to be in a couple of years, then that could be problematic for your team, because now if you're the Blues and a team that's in a similar situation to the Blues, you have to generate more revenue now in order to pay what used to be the cost of doing business. The cost of doing business has gone up, but your revenue stream hasn't changed. So it's kind of bad business, right? Like it's just like anything else. Like you got to figure out a way to make money as a company. So I worry that at some point, some of the contracts, especially unrestricted free agents, where they can just shoot for the stars on this thing. Well, they're going to sign with the Vegas Golden Knights. They're going to sign with the New York Rangers, the Maple Leafs, the Montreal Canadiens, like the teams that have basically endless amounts of money. They're going to sign with those guys because they're going to spend to the cap no matter what, and they'll probably get their payday doing that. Whereas certain teams, like you just look at the Winnipeg Jets, you look at the St. Louis Blues, look at some of the more mid-market type teams, just because you don't have billions and billions of dollars available, it can be difficult. But to circle back to the original discussion here about Holloway and Broberg, you guys know I've been saying it. I said it halfway through the season last year that I thought Doug Armstrong would try to settle with these guys 8 times 8, both of you. Right now, am I overpaying? Slightly, but I'll be underpaying 3 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
And, Philip Broberg and Holloway, if preseason is any indication as to where these guys are headed, my God, $8 million ain't going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. If Philip Broberg gets you 50 points and let's say 15 goals this year, 20 goals, he's not selling for $8 million. Mm-hmm. He's not. And Dylan Holloway, let's say he gets 30 goals this year, 35 goals, 80 points, which all of these things are possible. $8 million is not going to cut it. Not when Logan Cooley, who has not done that, is turning down $9 million. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tough. So there will be a point where Doug Armstrong has to put the onus back on the players and their agents and say, this is what we can do. Do you want to stay here or not? Mm-hmm. Because we can't go to 10, 12, 14 million for you guys. We just can't. And this is where the Connor McDavid thing will come in. You guys know you played with the greatest player in the world, Connor McDavid. He's selfless. You said it yourself, Dylan Holloway. You said you looked up to the way he treats the game. And I know it's twisted, but I'm going there. I would. That's what I would do. And you got to try and talk them down a little bit. But yeah, I think there's a real possibility for concern just because there's such good hockey players. Mm-hmm. And on the open market, if they were unrestricted going after this season here, it would be a bloodbath, the money they would get. And their agents know that. Mm-hmm. They're in their ear, tell them all the time.
Is it possible that maybe there was contracts on the table this season and the players know what their ceiling is and they were like, okay, we noticed that the cap is going up. Maybe we risk it and believe in ourselves and we don't sign that. And we just haven't heard about it. Is that possible?
I mean, anything is possible, right? Because Army is so guarded and the organization is buttoned down. Steiner, Al McInnes, all those guys. Like, what they talk about at the rink or in the office doesn't see the light of day anywhere. Not even over a few cocktails does it ever get mumbled out, So anything is possible. I have not heard of that. Mm-hmm. And Army himself all summer said, we're not in a rush. We're not in a rush. We're going to wait. And I think strategically you look at that and go, at some point, like they've got to plateau or stub their toe. You don't want them to because that means you're not playing as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a really tough situation for the organization because you need both of these players to play to their maximum of their ability to have success. But if they do that, it's going to cost you.
Well, I also, and this goes back to what you were saying, maybe they already have a plan in place. They know that these players, if they get to the level that we think they're capable of, they're going to ask for this amount of money. And we have our books ready for that. We can do that because we'll also have some young players in the system as well that won't be making a ton of money. Justin Falk, his contract is coming up, so you'll have a little bit of money there. You'll just have money coming off the books in some cases, and they're already accounting for that. And so it really won't be that big of an issue.
Well, the problem that lies with that, though, Marshy, is, yes, you have some younger players coming in, so you'll have the entry-level contracts, but the money they're going to guarantee themselves is astronomical, right? So even if you have like Matthew Joseph, Alex Texier, let's just say they're coming off the books, right? That's $5 million right there. And then 6.5 from Justin Falk. So we're at $11.5 million right now. That could be one player.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And now you still have to ice a team after that.
Right, but then you have some of the younger players, though, like Jimmy Snuggerud. He's not going to be making a ton of money by any means, and he could produce really well this year for the Blues. You have some other guys like Dvorsky,
it doesn't solve your
Stenberg.
problem. It doesn't solve your problem because now you're deleting players from your roster to pay for one player that's staying.
Right.
So from a business standpoint, you're taking 3 players to pay for one, but you still have to put a team together. You don't have enough young guys that are ready to jump into the NHL. Name 3. Like Otto Stenberg, Dvorsky, they played well, but they're not ready next year.
Oh, really? You don't think they're ready next year?
Not to make an impact.
Okay.
So my point is that you're going to have to spend. You're going to have to open up the wallet a little bit.
So what does that look like for ownership? Is that bringing in another partner or like what is that?
They could. So the evaluations that just came out recently, I think the Blues are valued at like $1.53 billion, which is unbelievable, by the way. I forget the number that Tom Stillman and their group got in at, I think it was somewhere in the 400 million. Don't quote me on that. Someone can do the research and whatever. But 1.53 billion is a great valuation for the club. And so being that the club is valued at that now, if you wanted to bring in a partner for, let's say, 10, 20%, the valuation comes in at $1.53 billion, which means you can ask for a better price. Whereas when some of the partners bought in, 5 years ago, whatever, the buy-in price was lower because the valuation was lower. So yes, you can, I don't say fraudulently, because you're not fraudulently doing it, because nothing fraudulent about it, but you can fluff up the amount of money that you can take in because of the valuation of your company now.
I'm still stuck on you saying you got to ice the team. I don't think you should ice them.
Well, you
icing's bad.
Oh no, ice them. Like that's what Henry Hill and those guys in that movie were doing.
Oh yeah,
they were icing people. I don't know that you want to ice.
Because if I say you got to field a team, there's no field.
Oh, you got to put players on the ice.
Players on the ice. Is that better?
I thought
for
you meant
Carey?
like ice them.
Okay, I'm sorry. You have to put players on the ice.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know one guy that would play for league minimum.
Is he in this room?
Maybe.
Oh, I play for league minimum. I play for half of league minimum. I'm a real deal.
If you need a guy to sit up in the press box,
yeah, keep the guys loose.
Keep him loose, glue guy.
We're fine.
Get on
Be
the ice.
mascot if need be.
If need
Healthy
be,
scratch.
if Louis has a bad night, I can step in.
Help him clear the puck.
No
Anthony
problem.
Stalter's your guy.
Damn right.
I have no problem going out there and taking a real
Nice
dumb
pivot,
penalty.
Marsh. Really nice pivot. I think this whole Broberg and Holloway situation really comes down to whether or not you're a believer in Doug Armstrong or not. I am, Jamie.
Not so much.
Not so much.
Well, I never said that.
The board is next on 101
Son of
ESPN.
If you're looking to sell your home anytime soon here in the St. Louis area, please don't mess around and pick any old real estate agent that sells a couple of homes per year. No, pick Gloria Lou. She is the best in the business, and that's Gloria Lou with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria has been in the business for over 20 years. She's got over 24,000 buyers in waiting. So how does that help you? Well, I'm telling you right now how it helps you. You sit down with Gloria Lou, you figure out the price of your home, and then immediately she puts out that listing to a percentage of her buyers in waiting. That increases the visibility right away, and most of the time your house is sold before the day is even over. That's how good Gloria Lou is. I trust her with all the real estate needs that are here in St. Louis, and you should too. And it's really easy. Just pick up the phone and call her. Her number is 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888, or you can always visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Again, that's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. And remember that Gloria and the seller must always agree upon sales price and possession date.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. We just got done talking about your St. Louis Blues. The Blues finished the preseason with a 4-0 victory over the Chicago Blackhawks, and we wait till Thursday night for the season opener. The Blues take on the Minnesota Wild. You can listen to that game right here on 101 ESPN. Pregame starts at 6. Puck drop is at 7 tonight on 101 ESPN. We'll have Monday Night Football for you as Kansas City takes on Jacksonville. Pregame starts at 6. Kickoff is at 7:15. We have Bet the Board coming up next. Maybe we'll have some Monday Night Football plays. We're definitely going to talk about Anthony's pick over the weekend. Just a bad beat all around. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. Time to play Bet the Board. As Marsh just mentioned, my pick of Vanderbilt over the weekend. If anybody saw that, I think I had him, plus 11.5 in Bet the Board, Marsh?
Yep.
Kickoff is plus 12.5. Alabama scored a meaningless touchdown with about, 7 seconds left or something like that?
I think it was like less than 30.
Yeah. Running back could have just taken a knee. Alabama just could have taken a knee, but they said, to hell with my Bet the Board pick. Roll Tide.
Roll damn Tide.
Front door cover. So I'm in now last place, right?
Yes, you are. You have 1 point, Anthony. I have 2 points, and Carey and Jamie are off to a hot start in the month of October. 3 for 3 on the month. So
Won't be
far.
stopped.
Won't be stopped.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Won't be stopped, can't be stopped. It's impressive what you guys are doing.
I don't know what you're doing.
Crap.
I don't know what you're doing.
You know what he's doing.
I don't know. I don't like
He's
it.
doing scumbag stuff.
Yeah. It's terrible. Like,
Go ahead, Carol. I'll let you go ahead.
No, I was going to let you go.
I'll let you go.
Yeah.
Age before beauty.
Yeah. Correct. All right, I'll go. I thought I had some. Don't think I got it no more.
It's a tough night.
It is a
It's
tough night. I don't like it. Thought I had something.
Your Dodgers are playing?
Yeah, but I was going to go with
trust
old
them.
foosball. You know what? Give me... I'll take a shot here. Give me Kareem Hunt.
Oh, wow.
Over 1 yard, half a yard in the first half.
That's a pretty easy.
Receiving.
Oh, that makes more sense. I was about to say, what website did Jamie show you that you are now using?
I told him quit showing me those websites.
Okay.
I don't look at those anymore.
Over one reception,
One receiving
yard
Wow.
in the first half?
Yeah.
First quarter or first half?
First
Oh,
half,
that's a pretty good
okay.
bet. I don't hate it.
I mean, one catch, you're good.
One
but
catch.
you
Well,
not
it
get
depends.
one
He
catch.
catches it behind the line of scrimmage. He's
That's
still
true,
got to get
too.
yards.
He's a bit of a plotter.
Yep. All right, give me Travis Kelce for an anytime touchdown. Plus 160.
Wow.
They're going to get down in the red zone, and that's Patty Mahomes' boy right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to find a way to find him.
His fiance just released a new album.
Yeah, stuck in all sorts of smack.
Purdue is now 0-11 when a Taylor Swift album drops.
Yep.
We learned that going into the game.
Well, clearly Taylor
They were
Swift hates
0-10.
Purdue.
Now they're 1-11.
I think you could probably do that for most teams in college football, though, right? Most bad teams.
Probably. Purdue's the only one that mattered to me this weekend.
Yeah, I don't blame you. All right, Marsh.
Give me Isaiah Pacheco, 2+ receptions tonight at minus 108.
I was just going to lay the 3.5 for the Chiefs, but
I thought about that too, but I don't know if I trust it.
they'll win by 3. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Give me the Brewers minus 144 on the money line.
Ooh. You feeling the Brew Crew, huh?
I think
You hate those Cubbies?
They're a juggernaut.
I do hate those Cubbies.
Yeah.
Anthony has said it before. They're a juggernaut.
I did call them a juggernaut. Yeah.
You did.
All right. That's about the board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Hey, Thursday is the Blues home opener. So we're going to be down at Enterprise Center, and Blues fans are invited to an opening night rally at Union Station to kick off festivities, which we here at 101 ESPN will be a part of on Thursday from 3 o'clock to 5:30. BK and Ferrario and us here in the Fast Lane will be broadcasting live from Enterprise Center on Thursday ahead of the Blues home opener. Pre-game coverage with Alex Ferrario will start at 6 o'clock. And this all leads to the puck drop between our Blues hosting the Minnesota Wild at 7 p.m. You can catch all the action this Thursday right here on 101 ESPN, your home of the Blues. Speaking of BK,
Yeah, the Jayhawk.
he had the Jayhawk
face.
rocking today.
That was a creepy ass
Looking damn
look.
good.
That was done. So he wore face paint as part of a punishment for their pick'ems, and Ferrario's wife was the one that did the makeup. She did an incredible job.
Yeah, and then seeing some of the pictures of like other stuff she's done.
Yeah.
Very talented human.
No doubt. No doubt.
I mean, that's like nightmare fuel. It's kind of scary looking. It was a great job.
It's his eyes that were
It was
scary.
the eyes
you couldn't
that,
see his actual eyeballs in there.
creepy.
She painted over his eyes?
No, but it was like,
Sunk in.
Yeah, that's it.
The look had his eyes looked like they were sunk in.
It would have been fun to just have him walk around like that for a while. Just like from a distance, you're like videotaping
No
people.
doubt. And of course,
Could you imagine that paint doesn't come off? You had to come in tomorrow.
that's rough. That's rough.
That'd be great if Alex did that, told his wife, by the way, go with the stuff that doesn't come off for like a week.
That's rough. Making that, of course, funnier is the fact that BK is a proud alum of Missouri, loves his Tigers. So
That's tough, man.
That was a tough look today. Speaking of the Tigers, Bama and Mizzou. What's our initial feelings? Maybe we get into that and initial feelings on Illinois, Ohio State. That's next on 101 ESPN. So since losing to Florida State, Alabama has looked very good. It capped off by their, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it was a revenge spot for Alabama against Vanderbilt over the weekend. But they played sound. I mean, they fell behind 7-0, then 14-7, and then eventually got control of the game in the third quarter and wound up beating Vanderbilt. But I still stand by what I said before. I think Alabama can be had by a mobile quarterback. Bo Pribula has shown a lot of mobility and the ability to extend drives with not only his arm, and he makes at least one or two outstanding throws a game, but he's also a factor on the ground. So his mobility's there. Alabama, up until the Vanderbilt game, was also struggling defending the run. Now, not maybe to the extent of like Air Force struggles against the run, but for an SEC team, a playoff contender, they have struggled against the run. Mizzou, obviously their strength offensively, is pounding the rock.
Oh, man, yeah.
So I still think that this is a very good matchup for Mizzou with Alabama coming to town. But we have to recognize the fact that obviously Alabama's playing much better than that week one game, specifically Ty Simpson, their quarterback.
At the start of the season, we had this one circled. Everybody who's a Mizzou fan had it circled that you hoped to be undefeated heading into the Alabama game. And then, I think if people are honest with themselves, they probably thought, well, if we're undefeated to the Alabama game, and then, if we don't beat Alabama, we're still in a good spot, because that's a good loss, because that's a good football team, blah, blah, blah. I think this is a winnable game for Mizzou. And you're right, Anthony. Alabama is playing much better. Week after week, they're getting better and better. But I do think the matchup is one that Alabama probably doesn't like right now, due to the fact of the heavy running game that Missouri has, and Ahmad Hardy, the way he's been playing, he should be every bit in the Heisman discussion for me at this point. Lots of season left to go, but he's playing really, really well. And Bo Pribula, I haven't seen anything I didn't like. Mm-hmm. He's mobile. He gets the ball out of his hand quickly. He's firing darts out there. Now, again, they haven't had a team like Bama yet to play against, a defense that is stronger than what they've faced so far. But I like the matchup. I think it's a winnable game.
I'm going to give Mizzou some credit right now. Them and Indiana are the only two teams that are top 5 in total offense and total defense, meaning yards per game allowed and yards per game gained on offense. So they've done a fantastic job. You talked about Ahmad Hardy, Bo Pribula. We've talked about him, ad nauseum, and the transfer coming over from Penn State. They have been really good. This will be their first test, their first real test. I know the Kansas game was a tough game in the beginning. It was a struggle for them, and they were able to pull it out. Jamie, it was a good game by the Mizzou Tigers.
Why do you say Jamie?
And they told you about it.
I would say this is their best test. I wouldn't say this is their first test.
This is who do you think was their first test?
South
Carolina?
I think Kansas was a better team. In my opinion, Kansas was a better team than I think you guys think, and South Carolina was still a test.
Don't do that. Don't put us over on an island. Don't do that.
I feel like you guys looked at Kansas like I looked at Akron, and it was a mistake.
You saw how that happened.
And I think you guys need to admit that it was a mistake, too.
I think this, I will rephrase it. I think this is their toughest challenge thus far this season.
That's what I'm thinking.
At home.
Carey, don't let him influence what you're going to say. He does this all the time.
It's good. This is the biggest game they've had yet. Some would say the biggest game of the year for Mizzou Tigers. So,
it is.
You take care of your business. You're at home. I don't know what I don't pay attention or get into the point spread because I think I know that UCLA was a 25-point underdog. I found that out after the game. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter. When they played Penn State this last weekend, I think it was 25. Might have been more.
It might have been more.
Might have been more.
I think it was 25.5.
We're way
off. Didn't matter.
More.
We were way off.
So, to me, the point spread, especially in college football, I think that to me is probably it doesn't matter. You're dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds. It just gives you a snapshot of what the game is. You know what I mean? Like
True. How odds makers look at it. You're right. I mean, it doesn't matter if you
for college football or college sports. I think it's they're probably right more than often, but clearly they are. But I think in college sports, it's just you never know.
Yeah.
Because it's
'cause you got kids.
adult, you got young people
Yep.
playing. You don't know what the heck you're going to get from snap to snap sometimes. So this is a great opportunity for Mizzou, though. I think these are the moments you go to school for, to be able to play an Alabama team at home and have pretty much everything in front of you in terms of college football playoff. SEC championship opportunities. Like, you got everything in front of you, so you should take care of your business if you call yourself a contender in this season, in this playoff football picture.
This weekend starts with slowing down Jam Miller. Jam Miller had a great game. He had 136 yards against Vanderbilt, but Mizzou's front seven is better than Vanderbilt's front seven, right? But it does start with slowing Miller down. My biggest concern this weekend in this matchup for Mizzou is containing Ryan Williams, is containing Bernard, and containing Horton. The Alabama's big playability against anybody is there. Mizzou has struggled. If you're gonna nitpick one thing about Mizzou's ability to stop the big play has been an issue. Ty Simpson had an average of 11 yards per pass attempt against Vanderbilt. The big playability's there. That's a big concern. Obviously, Ryan Williams, one of the best wide receivers in the nation. So if I'm looking at this, I think that Mizzou and Alabama match up very well against each other. Offensively, I think Mizzou will move the ball against Bama, but if they don't stop the big play, then that's going to be the biggest problem.
Well, and we get a text here too from the 618. Says, do we trust that Drinkwitz will adjust in game too if Alabama figures out how to stop the run? That is something that has been a thing. Is a lot of times Eli Drinkwitz will just. He lives or dies by the game plan that he drew up on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. And when Saturday comes, there's no ripping it up and moving on to option B or C because the first one ain't working.
Right.
He's been reluctant in the past to veer off the course a little bit.
Sure.
So we'll see how that plays out.
It's going to be fun, man.
I love it. Now, here's what I'm really pissed off about, though, guys, is if you look at the schedule for college football games this Saturday, all the good games are early matchups. Like, they're all competing with each other. Illinois, Ohio State at the same time as Missouri and Alabama. You have another couple big games, too, that are Ole Miss, Washington State. Washington State's not that, but still, Ole Miss a good team, 11:45. Oregon, Indiana, 2:30. That's a little better. That's a better one. But
and you got the Red River Shootout.
But why would you not put a couple of these games?
Rivalry.
Why not put a couple of these games at night? Your night slate is weak. Very weak. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Michigan and USC is interesting, but it's not as good as the other matchups. Arizona State and Utah. Nice late game matchup.
Still, I'd rather have
that game.
I'd rather have Illinois, Ohio State.
Oh, I'm with you. Spread it out a little bit. I don't know.
I just didn't like it, Anthony. You don't have to defend the network. It's fine. They're tough enough on their own, okay?
Look, if you don't like BYU, Arizona, get the hell out.
Texas Tech. By the way, that's my underdog this year. That's the one I was talking about.
You like Tech?
I really like Texas Tech.
They spent a lot of money to upgrade their defensive line.
They had somebody.
And they are.
Who said, screw it. I have so much money. Yeah. I don't care. Here you go.
And they did. And it's one of those things that could have went either way. Like, I spent all this money and we still suck. Or I spent all this money and it has made a huge difference. And it has made a huge difference.
They are rolling, dude.
Yeah. 5-0. They host Kansas this week. What's their schedule?
They've only allowed 11.
They've been in. I mean, they haven't. Look, they haven't faced the toughest schedule, but they handle business against Utah.
They could run the thing. They got Kansas, Arizona State at 21.
Arizona State's going to be a good game.
OK State,
suck.
Kansas State.
They suck.
BYU.
They're good.
UCF and West Virginia.
That's yeah.
Tech could go with a one loss, maybe.
Yep. They are in a good conference to do some good things.
I took one on the chin this weekend, boys.
Iowa State.
The Clones.
Oh, yeah. On the road, right?
I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
It
Marshy.
made me feel better, though, when your Chips lost, too, so we were in the same.
Wow.
Hey, hurt people.
No, not like that. It was just like,
Not
now
like that.
Just like the other way.
Like a misery loves company.
Just like that.
That's
a little
fine.
bit.
I get it.
You know, because you were like, I was so excited for Iowa State. And you're like, no, come join the bandwagon.
I can't do it now.
Michigan.
I can't. I'm just going to drive this bandwagon, and it's going to be a long, lonely road. I can't ask you to come on. I can't ask you to.
We can't be losing to the Akrons.
You just can't.
Can't
you
happen.
can't. You lose by 60 to Michigan and Ann Arbor? Okay. Yeah. You can't be losing
I
to
tried to get on.
Yeah, you did.
And I just kind of disgusted.
Not after this weekend. Yeah. Jamie, say no more. I understand.
Okay. Sorry.
Flipping Akron?
It's tough.
That's really tough.
John Scores in the Snake Pit didn't even realize Akron had a football team.
They really don't. I think they just put a bunch of beer league guys together.
I think so, too. Yeah. I'm back on the let's fire the coach after 4 games span.
Hey, he doesn't care. He's happy. He's fine.
Every time I say that, then they win.
So beer league football's got to be something, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like those guys, just for the love of the game.
Damn
It's
right.
called 37U.
Yeah, it's terrible.
37U.
I can't imagine anybody wanting to.
It's terrible.
Did you see the?
No,
did I show you the video?
You've shown
the
me some
older
of the
guys
clips,
playing football.
Older guys just smashing into each other.
Yeah.
No insurance.
No insurance. They got to get up and go to work the next day.
You got to go to
what
work.
What are we doing here, guys?
What
are we doing?
That's a torn ACL.
Like, I love playing hockey.
Yeah.
I'm not going for free, by the way. Mm-hmm. I'm not going out to play full contact hockey again.
Yeah.
If I'm getting paid, I'm all in.
Right.
But to have to get up the next day, go do something for Synergy Hockey, try and get here and do some show prep. I've got welts all over me.
That
happens sometimes.
That's a little tough.
Beer league hockey, too, there's no, like, hockey is a physical sport, but there's leagues where you're not checking. There's no checking. Football, you literally can't not hit each other unless you're playing flag football.
Yeah.
It's just mind-boggling. It's unbelievable.
As they check out videos, let's go to the Monday Night Football game. Monday Night Football, Chiefs and Jaguars. This is a big game for both teams, both sides. We'll get into it next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, as you get older, things change. You know, the way we look changes, the way we think changes, but sometimes it's the way we feel that affects us the most. And we know how that is. You start to be more tired. You're craving a nap at midday. The kids are irritating you because they've got high energy and you don't. There's things that you have to do at home. There's projects and there's work, and at some point it just feels like you're drowning. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times you're feeling that way because you have low testosterone. And low testosterone is like our battery pack for men. It helps you, that extra juice for you. So you get into Mentality, 2 locations, Chesterfield and South County, and that's where they can take great care of you.
Absolutely. It's funny that you bring up like the mood shifts and things like that. I mean, when you're not feeling great, you can say no to anything without a drop. Like, no, not doing that, not doing that, not doing that. Why don't you say yes? Yes to getting your life back. Yes to feeling like you're at your best. Yes to getting back into the gym. Yes to eating right again. Yes to doing the chores and things like that you know that are on your to-do list, regardless of what your mood is, and do it to the best of your ability. Mentality's there to help. They offer the FDA-approved testosterone therapy. They do a remarkable job of making sure that the program is safe for you, and they're always constantly checking. I just had my blood drawn last week, and looking forward to getting the results because things have been feeling great, when it comes to the gym or at home, and Mentality's there. So this year, stop selling. Be the dad who can keep up, the partner who's present, the man that you can be, and make sure you head down to one of their 2 locations, South County and in Chesterfields. Tell them Jamie and Anthony sent you in there. You can also book your appointment right now at mentalityhealth.com/radio. But again, head down to the clinic. You're going to love it. It's Mentality. 5:07, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We finally got a good Monday Night Football matchup. I think this is fascinating for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not buying into the Jaguars yet, but I know you have, Carey. I know you think the Jaguars are legit, which is interesting because you're not a Trevor Lawrence fan. So I don't know what clicked for you when it comes to Jacksonville, but you look at them and think, well, maybe they're a playoff team this year, but they still have a lot to prove. Whereas Kansas City, the first 1, 2, 3 weeks didn't look right. Mm-hmm. They lost to the Chargers 27-21. They fell to Philly in a game they could have won. You know, that was the Travis Kelce game where he had the ball pop out and wound up being a interception right there at the goal line, and maybe that swings things over. And they get to the Giants. They beat the Giants 22-9, but it didn't look great. Now, last week they hung 37 on Baltimore, but Baltimore looked awful again yesterday.
Yeah, they're not good.
So is Kansas City back, or did they just beat up a bad Baltimore team? I think we'll find out tonight.
Yeah, I think we will, and I think this is going to be a really good challenge and a really good test for both teams. We think that the Kansas City Chiefs are trending in the right direction. They had that big win last couple of weeks, but looking at that Baltimore win and with the Lamar Jackson-less Ravens for pretty much the entire fourth quarter, I don't know what you're getting exactly out of the Kansas City Chiefs. They still can't run the ball. The passing game has picked up, but Patrick Mahomes has been your leading rusher, I think, in 3 of the 4 games thus far,
right?
Which is not a recipe for success. But when I'm looking at this Jacksonville team, I like what they have done. They have one loss on the season, and that was on the road at Cincinnati before Joe Burrow got hurt. And Brian Thomas Jr. dropped every pass that was thrown to him. Mm-hmm. He dropped one at the goal line, took his eyes off. He wasn't dialed in up until that point. I like what I've seen from Jacksonville. I like Travis Etienne. He's done a great job of running the ball. You know, there have been question marks about him his entire career thus far. He's had a really good season. I think that they found some things with Strange at tight end. I think they got a lot going on offensively. Travis Hunter is starting to figure some things out both on the offense and defensive side. I just like what they have. And to me, that win going out to San Francisco last week was a huge win. Right, you travel. It's a long travel, and I know Jamie doesn't care about travel because it's not like the '90s when they had to fly commercial.
Travel this, Carey.
Yeah, still,
what? That doesn't make sense.
Sure it does.
I don't think it did either, but we'll let them have it.
Yeah, you will.
But I think that was a huge win going out to San Francisco and beating that team on the road, and I just like what they have. I think they have some of the pieces. Trevor Lawrence, I'm still hesitant. Because I'm not going to do what I did with your guy in L.A. I'm not going to do it.
Did you watch Justin Herbert? Justin Herbert didn't play bad yesterday.
I don't care.
The rest of the team stunk.
You know, Anthony, the rule is if you're
it's him and Keenan Allen.
I thought it was a team game, Anthony.
No.
Somebody once told me it was a team game.
He said, and you too.
No, he says it's Justin Herbert's fault. Meanwhile, he's preaching it's a game. It's a team's game.
Anytime it's team.
You all say that.
Nope, you.
What do you mean, you all?
You all.
What do you mean by that?
You people. You too.
What do you mean by you people?
What the hell, Carey?
And why are you pointing at us at the same time?
You guys. You guys think it's all about the quarterback.
Us hockey players?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. At least we know.
I do. I think if Trevor Lawrence takes care of the football, which he seems to have been doing well, and they run the ball. Travis Etienne, again, just ran the ball really well. I think this is going to be a challenge for the Kansas City Chiefs tonight.
Jamie, this matchup, I think this is interesting. What's your thoughts on it, Jags and Chiefs?
Yeah.
Like, do we learn anything by the end of the night?
I don't know. It's that game where I was like, like, what are the Chiefs and what are the Jags?
Exactly.
Literally don't know.
Yeah.
You could almost swap the uniforms. It's kind of like the same setup that they're in. Like, who knows? Like, I think the Jags are an interesting team. I do think that they're better than what I gave them credit for early on in the season. I do think that Liam Cohen and his staff are doing a very good job with the team. But at the same time, if Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes and Xavier Worthy back in the mix now, Travis Kelce can be, 60% of what he's supposed to be. Got some options. The running game sucks right now for the Chiefs. But you got Andy Reid. and you still have the lore of the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not ready to say they're not good yet.
Yeah, because as soon as you do, they rattle off 14 in a row.
Yeah. So, and I thought last week's game was it going to shed some light on some things. They beat the Ravens. That's a big win.
Right.
But now looking at the Ravens, I'm like, maybe it wasn't.
It didn't even matter.
In defense of Kansas City, Lamar was still in that game.
He missed the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah,
That game was over, though.
That game was over.
But he missed. Yeah,
Well, I guess no game is over when you're looking at some of these games.
He missed. I think the middle of the third quarter to the
It's like
and the
the
rest
end
of
of
the
the
game.
third. And
But Baltimore is terrible defensively, and I thought they corrected some things. So looking back on it, yes, it was a good win at the time for Kansas City. I felt like, okay, maybe they have figured some things out. But if you can't run the football, which they have not been able to run the football effectively pretty much this entire season, it's been bad running the ball. I think you're going to have some troubles now when Rashee Rice comes back. I think that opens some more things up for them. But I don't know what Kansas City is just yet. And Travis Kelce, he looks like how he looked last year. He looks like an older player that is still a good player, but not the elite pass catcher that he was earlier on in his career. Right now, he just looks like an older gentleman that is still able to play the game the right way, but not able to explode past people and make those big splash plays like we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah, he can still catch 10 passes for 55 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's kind of his. That's his ceiling.
But the 130
those days,
130-yard days, I don't feel like those are going to be around.
Doesn't this season sort of feel like, especially with the AFC, the Ravens, we kind of took them out of the picture.
Yeah.
And then you see a game like last night with Buffalo, and then you have all these other teams that really aren't elite teams. They're really good teams, but they're not elite in the AFC. Man, it just feels like if Kansas City just somewhat figures it out, they'll be back in the Super Bowl. I have that feeling.
That's correct.
I have that feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, right now the Colts have the number 1 seed, by the way.
But do you trust the Colts
in all the footballs?
Of course.
In the AFC?
In the AFC, they have the
Good
number
for the
1.
Colts, man.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. It's Danny Dimes. We won a playoff game once.
Don't trust.
He did.
On
You
the
don't trust
road.
him.
Anthony, we don't need to bring that up.
Okay, sorry. Air Comfort Service tax line is 314-399-9646. It was against Vikings.
Thanks, Anthony.
Feel free to send in your...
I appreciate that. He got a contract out of that game.
Thank you very much, Miss Lippy. Sports Six Pack Part 1 is next on 101 ESPN.
time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
Time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If you got a question, 314-399-9646. Zero Comfort Service text line.
It's not that bad.
I'll do it.
Marsh, fire away. I can do it. I've already paid the guy to do it.
Question number 1.
The 314 wants to know, can you do it, Anthony? Can you do it yourself?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now here's a real question from Little Willie Wonder. Well, Edmonton already ruined all of their savings from the Connor McDavid contract. Jake Wallman signed a 7x7, apparently. What are your thoughts on Jake Wallman and the Edmonton Oilers? 7 years, $7 million AAV. Does that help the Edmonton Oilers get back and win the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, I don't know. So Jake Wallman, I like Jake. He's a nice guy. But if you track his career, there's a reason that he's bounced around as much as he has in recent times. Because Jake Wallman is that player, I call those guys grenade players, to where no big deal, nothing's wrong, right? You pull the pin, but you don't know when it's going to explode. And Jake Wallman is one of those guys where you don't know what point in the game it's going to happen, but at some point there's going to be a mistake that costs you dearly. Like, go back to the Stanley Cup final last year, and he was all like acting like Mr. Tough Guy and all that stuff, right? And then Brad Marchand is in a foot race with him, and Brad Marchand just puts the puck between the little triangle. Wallman misses the one-on-one, falls on his ass, and Marchand scores, and the game is over.
Yeah.
That's when it blew up.
Yeah, that was Carey's fault.
It was Carey's fault.
It was, actually.
I don't play hockey.
No, but you did text. You sent a text that ultimately changed the series. So
I don't know. I just look at his overall body of work. He's an excellent skater. He can be a very good puck-moving player, but he's very high risk, which is why, like, Steve Yzerman cut ties with him in Detroit, moved on. Literally, like, he played well in Detroit. Had 12 goals, 9 assists, 21 points his last year there, 63 games played, was playing almost 20 minutes a game, and all of a sudden, traded to San Jose.
For really nothing.
For absolutely nothing. And it was because that Steve Yzerman felt like there was too many mistakes in the games that were costing the team. So you can't be an at-all-cost player, not when you're a defenseman.
Yeah.
But I like the deal for him. It's 7x7.
Absolutely.
Congratulations, man.
Basically, what you're saying, you can't have Jake Wallman and Darnell Nurse on your back end and expect to win the Stanley Cup.
No, you really can't. And, if you even go further than that, Evan Bouchard.
Oh, my gosh.
So this guy...
He was a pylon out there defensively.
Offensively, he's really good. He's one of the best in the NHL. But he's making $10.5 million right now, and you can't play him in the Stanley Cup final against good teams because they expose him.
Yeah.
He's terrible. Darnell Nurse, not great. Jake Wallman, we just talked about that. Brett Kulak, I'm not hanging my championship hopes on him. Imagine if they had a young guy like, I don't know, Philip Broberg.
Can't have him. Seats taken.
But this is why I look at the roster, and I'm just still so puzzled by the decision that the Oilers made of what, and they got rid of enough money, they could have kept both players, and they didn't do it. And now they've got this. So Connor McDavid has got you on the clock, guys, so you better figure it out.
Well, I think they're in a great spot, guys.
Yeah, no, they look good.
Absolutely.
They still get to the
Question number 2.
Yeah, they do. This one comes from Illinois fan. Your last segment was supposed to be about the next games for Mizzou.
Oh, God. Talk about Illinois, please, Carey.
And Illinois.
Oh, my God.
Can't recall any opinions about the Ohio State and Illinois game.
Real quick on this. And I've already addressed this, okay? But I'm going to do it again. You have the best football team. Your football team, your college football team, is the greatest. If you're listening right now and you're thinking, my college football, yes, your college football team is the best. They can't be beat.
Unless you're a Penn State or Texas fan.
Yeah, no, you're screwed. Carey, please talk about the Illinois game before this guy does something that I regret.
Great opportunity for the Fighting Illini this weekend. Number 1 team in the nation rolling into Champaign. The Ohio State Buckeyes. Great opportunity, man.
Question number 3.
No, Mark. No. I'm real concerned about this guy. This guy's texted a couple of times. I am dead serious. This guy, I am really concerned for this guy and his family. Carey, please.
No, I mean, Illinois has, they struggled a little bit in the passing game. They faced some really good quarterbacks, though. Jaden Maiava, from the USC Trojans, really good quarterback. Mekhi Lemon, really good receiver. Probably the best receiving group that they faced up until this point. And then they got 2 guys coming in this weekend, and Tate and Jeremiah Smith, who are 2 of the best receivers in college football. They've done a great job offensively. Ohio State has. Julian Sayin has been really, really good in replacing Will Howard, probably much better than they would have even expected. I think life's easier when you have those 2 guys in the backfield, at the receiver position to be able to throw the ball to. So offensively, I think Ohio State has the best offense and defensive players in the country. So respectively, in offensive position, receiver and DB, Caleb Downs and Jeremiah Smith. I think those are 2 best players in the country. So I think it's going to be a good challenge for Illinois this weekend.
Can you roll line hold up?
That's going to be the question. I think Illinois has done a really good job. Last week, they did a much better job than the previous weeks, especially against Indiana. They struggled in the pass game, but Barry Lunny has done a great job, the offensive coordinator. Luke Altmaier has done a really good job of taking care of the football. I think he's got 12 touchdowns, no interceptions this year so far. He's doing a really good job of taking care of the ball and getting it to the receivers. Hank Beatty is a special receiver. He's a punt return guy, and all offseason the question was, well, who's going to replace Pat Bryant? Pat was drafted in the 3rd round to the Broncos. Who's going to replace that production from Pat Bryant? And Hank Beatty has raised his hand and said, I will. And he's done a really good job all year long. Against the Trojans, he had a receiving, rushing, and a passing touchdown. No, that was Luke. It was a week before he had a receiving, rushing. He's done a really good job all year long. But I'm excited. I do think that there's a chance. I don't know what the point spread is. I don't care. I really don't care, because if you take care of the football and you create and force turnovers, I think you have a chance to win.
Anthony, we got about 53 text messages here from Illinois fans, but I'll read a few of them. From the 636, why does Anthony hate the Illini? Illini Lance says, yeah, this station as a whole, Anthony. They don't talk Illinois.
Really?
We talk Illinois.
Because we got Tanner, who talks Illinois all the time. Carey talks Illinois.
I call it games. I talk Illinois as much as I can.
I've got another one here from a Mizzou fan targeting you and I, Carey. If Mizzou wins this weekend, will Carey and Jamie, 2 girls' names, admit the Tigers are good? Wow, that... Guys, I have been cut deep before. But I don't know if I've ever been cut this deep.
2 girl names.
I've never, ever been told that in my life. By the way, can I remind you of something? You're a little young, Anthony, maybe Marshall, but you might remember. You remember the Bionic Woman? Mm-hmm. She was Jamie Summers.
Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got called Jamie Summers in grade school. Hey, Jamie Summers. Yeah. That was fun until I punched a kid in the face.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When you're little, it makes sense, right? Like this. But like when I'm 50 years old now, and whoever this is at the 314, that took their time, too. Huh. Well thought out to get 2 girls' names.
That's good.
Well, we admit that Tigers are good. Here's a news flash for you there, pal. I've never said they weren't good. Yeah. I said that I thought they over-celebrated a victory, to which I came back later and said, you know what, maybe I don't get it. Didn't go to college, so was willing to admit fault there. Since that point, I've said I like the team. Praised Bo Perbulia. Talked about Hardy being a Heisman Trophy candidate. Must suck to hate a team so poorly that 2 girls' names will have to be hurt.
I wonder if that, do they feel better?
I don't know.
You feel better?
That's a weird
girls'
insult.
Names.
It's a weird insult.
That's not about you. It's about that person.
Things I've been told and called before. This is nothing.
On a scale of 1 to 10, this is about a -7 in terms of like impact.
It doesn't register.
It's not like you don't know that there are women named Carey or women named Jamie when that's your name for 44 years and 50 years. Like, it's not like we don't know that.
In this texter's defense, you did want to change your name.
I did. I did.
As a kid.
I wanted to be Eric Davis because he hit the hell out of the ball. The hell
Anthony,
are
you,
doing there?
well, maybe we shouldn't bring
I'm more angry at Barry than I am at James.
Oh, Barry's a great name.
Let's just be honest, okay?
Yeah, you are. You're right.
I'm more angry at my brother for Barry than my parents giving me a so-called girl's name. Man, I hope he feels good.
Crump Daddy Delta said, did Jamie just get caught up in the rage bait? Could have been rage bait.
I don't know if it's rage bait. It's just a dumb comment.
You know, we hear this. We hear this sometimes, like when we respond, and it's like, "Oh, you guys are sensitive." So we can never say anything, or else it's always sensitive.
314 says technically Tony is also a girl's name.
Yeah, but it's Toni.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
stuff. He must have a real manly name.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
What do you think
is.
that would be?
Probably Andrew.
I think it's going.
I think it's Andrew.
What do you think a real manly name is?
I think James is a
That happens to be
Charles.
that's my middle name.
Charles
That's Madeline's
feels,
middle name.
James?
Yep.
Feels like
My daughter's middle name is James. Madeline James.
really?
It's a family thing.
That's exactly right. MJ.
All right.
Yep. It's a family thing.
I don't know what a manly name
If
is.
anybody wants to say something about my daughter, I will murder you.
Whoa.
And I'm dead serious about
Manly
that.
name.
Jamie, you still got the truck, right?
Oh, always.
Good.
Truck's always loaded.
Carey
Is it the right truck?
Carey still got that lime, right?
Yeah.
It's your truck, right?
All the tools were bought in different states, too,
Good.
With cash.
with cash. And during COVID, so I was wearing a mask.
We will reverse Mark Sanchez you.
Oh no! Hey, listen. Question 3, please.
You mean,
you won't
mean go to the Super Bowl, right? You mean
fumble the
we
ball
won't fumble
off of
this
what?
ball.
We'll go to the Super Bowl.
Anthony's
That's
going to
right.
plow his face into CD's ass.
You know
I don't think that was better either. I think that was worse.
It's still better, I think.
I'd rather be you or Anthony.
What I say?
You got a choice to make, son.
Good.
Hey, why don't we
G-Dog, thank you, by the way. In the snake pit, thank you.
give the listeners some time to
Let's
really
cool down.
reflect?
Let's call it. I'm calling a timeout.
Timeout.
Okay, I'm using. You know, we should. We had 3 timeouts a show. I'm using our first one.
You better manage the clock right then.
We haven't.
Jamie,
What?
let's stay together, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I was just saying, you know.
Let's just-
All
let's-
right, my bad.
Thank you.
314 says Eli Drinkwitz, manly name.
There you go. Again, your college football team is the best. Yes, yours.
And yours too.
Part 2 of the Six Packs is next.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. After the show, we'll have Monday Night Football for you. Pregame between the Jags and the Chiefs. It starts at 6. Kickoff will be at 7:15. If you miss anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our shows there. It's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. We have part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack coming up next, so get your questions in to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Part 2 of the Six-Pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh has question 4.
No, we didn't even get to question 3.
My fault.
We tried to.
Take 2.
But we had to talk Illinois football.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We have part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. And Marshy, we didn't even get to question 3, so question 3, please.
Question number 3.
All right, from the 801, how much can contracts influence the flow of the locker room in professional sports? Specifically thinking of how teammates react to players holding out for bigger contracts versus players taking team discounts, a.k.a. Kaprizov and McDavid.
So it's a question about money?
It's more so about contracts, players holding out, how that looks within the locker room for teammates.
Yeah, it doesn't have an effect at all.
Gotcha.
Not any experience I've ever had. The player's making a business decision, and that is none of my business to do so. I mean, Carey, I don't know how it was in the NFL, but even if we had a guy that was holding out, even I held out 1 year when I was a restricted free agent because I wanted a one-way contract. I was tired of getting the two-way contracts that entry-level guys get. I signed my second year. My second contract was a two-way contract. I didn't play in the minors, but it was still a two-way contract. So my third one came around. I held out at training camp until they gave me a one-way deal.
Yeah.
Nobody got mad at me for that.
Nobody, not that they don't care. Everybody's happy when guys sign contracts. You get paid. People are patting you on the back, man, congratulations, proud of you, good job, glad you got your money. Nobody is oh, you took too much money. Now I don't have anything left. You know why? Because if there's not enough money and you're good enough, somebody else is going to pay you.
Very true.
So it's
or
not.
The team just decided we're going to pay one guy more.
Correct.
Sorry.
And that's life. I think people, it's weird. Athletes really understand how teams work, generally speaking. Understand, this guy makes more money. It's okay. No, I'm not poor. Still make good money. It just, people are happy for one another from what I've seen.
I'm happy for you guys.
We used to, on the first, the first paycheck, guys that were making a lot. Let me see your paycheck. I just want to see what, oh, shoot. That's nice. You only get 8 of them.
I'm going to give me some of that.
One day, man.
Yeah.
Man, let me see your check. All right, that's a lot of money there, buddy.
Did that
you get this every other week.
Did that with Brett Hall's check. Because he used to just come in and guys, the pay guy would just come throw the check in the stalls, so you're he's totally sat right beside me. I'm let's see what's going on here.
Yeah.
Open it up. I'm
I got a few more zeros.
Every 2 weeks he's making more than I make the whole year. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
He's looking at me.
You get that every week, huh?
Good job, Holly.
Keep up the great work.
You're doing good. I think you're going to be okay. He was scoring 80 goals a year, but, still.
Who's counting?
Deserved it.
Question number 4.
All right, from the 314, does the Jackson Lacombe contract give us a preview of what Philip Broberg will command?
Ish. Yeah. I mean, what did he end up getting? 8 times 9 or something like that? Or Marshy, do we know? I can try to take a look here, too, at the same time. If I can find the Anaheim Ducks, I can. Jackson Lacombe is going to make $9 million. So not a bad pay raise, by the way, guys. He's making $925,000 this year.
How's he going to make ends meet with that?
And then the following 8 years will be $9 million. Yeah, I think it's pretty close. We talked about it earlier that if Philip Broberg has the kind of season that we think he's capable of, and it certainly looks like he's every bit of the part of it right now, it could be $9 million. Like Jackson Lacombe last year, 75 games, 43 points, 14 goals. It's right where I said about Broberg. If he gets into that area, it's going to be between $8 and $9 million a year easily.
It's gonna be tough.
Question number 5.
From the 636, are the Colts a for real team in the AFC this season?
Well, let's take a look here.
Yep.
If we just look at how they're playing, they run the ball extremely well. Their quarterback has been accurate and has taken care of the football. He also has an offensive line that has been solid and weapons within the offense. Defensively, they play the run well and they force turnovers.
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
So for right now, yeah, you have to, we can only go on what we've seen, not what we expected. Because we expected Daniel Jones to be a disaster and the Colts.
We didn't even expect him to
basically
be the quarterback.
Yeah, right. We expected the Colts to just kind of fade into the background again, like they have the last couple of years. Instead, they have played very well. I played the Raiders yesterday, but they beat the snot out of them.
Beat the hell out of them, as they should.
Unlike the Cardinals, who had their opportunities to wax the Titans and didn't do it. Who else? Who else fell flat against a bad team? Penn State.
The Dolphins are a bad team, so they don't count.
Dolphins are a factory of sadness. You see that video of Mike McDaniel walking to the room after? Not one person around him. He reminded me of when I'd scold one of my kids when they're 9, 10 years old, and they do that slow walk because they're so mad and they're sad and
yeah. Here we go.
God, this guy's got to go.
I listen to Dad now. I also feel bad, so.
Question number 5.
This one comes from Clayton. Do you all have a favorite consistent part of the show, i.e. the six-pack, stack up, gauntlet as examples? If so, which one?
Oh.
The Gauntlet.
It's always fun.
Gauntlet's always fun, yeah.
It's fun.
I enjoy the Sports Six-Pack because it's like a small taste every day of what we do on Freedom Friday.
Yeah.
So I love that.
I would agree with that. You get more variety in the six-pack.
The opening segment I always love, too, because it's the first one. We're all revving to go. Typically, it's got the most energy. It's got the music. So
Jamie's favorite segment is next.
Yeah.
No, that was yours. That was yours.
Jamie, you did say.
Jamie's what I learned is fun, okay, guys?
The last time we got something similar to this question, it was Jamie was like, well, I always enjoy what we learned in 3 stars a day just because it's the end of the show. We love having you here too, Jamie.
Yeah, you guys, whatever.
In all seriousness, I do love when Jamie is breaking down something hockey related, when he's breaking down a play. Carey, same deal. When Carey's breaking down a play, when Carey broke down the Anthony Richardson hit that he took in preseason, he was going over the offensive line and how Anthony Richardson didn't set his protections, or Jamie's getting in detail about a hockey play and somebody making a mistake or causing a great play. I always enjoy that big time. All right, Marsh is telling me to break.
Hey, tell him what to do. Look at
hey, well, you know what? We're out a little bit early today.
But he didn't look at me, so I'll respect
I'm not supposed
it.
to.
You're out of your timeout.
What we learned 3 stars of the day next on 101 ESPN. Hey, you can take the space under your feet to the next level with Mosby Building Arts. During their out-of-this-world sale, a fully remodeled basement starts at only $5.99 a month. You can create a home theater. You can do a game room, a private office, plus the added value of finished square footage. All comes thanks to Mosby Building Arts. But this special ends on October 31st, so make sure you go to callmosby.com. Again, callmosby.com now. Set up a free consultation. Set things up. You get to work with a designer that's going to take your interest and your style in mind when they put together your game plan for your brand new basement. And then you get to work with the hands-down experts in the industry. I love Mosby Building Arts. Everybody's all under one roof. So your designer's in the same place. Your electrician, plumber, carpenter, whatever, everybody is under the Mosby roof, so you're not worried about this contractor coming in a couple of weeks and then that contractor actually took another bid on another job and now you got to get somebody else. No, it doesn't work that way with Mosby. Mosby's got everybody in-house so that they can start on your project and they do it on time and stay on schedule and they do it right the first time. Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company. Take advantage of their out-of-this-world sales event. Get a new basement, $5.90, only $5.99 a month. Get that brand new setup for you. Again, Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company. you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast, available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. All the podcasts are brought to you by Shaver Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Jamie, what'd you learn today?
Oh, I learned today that some people think it's a negative or something that hurts your feelings if you have a girl's name.
That's a shame.
Yeah. And
you should be proud of your name.
I am. I'm quite proud of it.
Good. Carey, what'd you learn?
He took mine.
Well, say it again, just in your own voice.
Well, I learned that some of our Illinois fans want to hear Illinois talk. So you got to do better, Anthony. Giving the people what they want.
I do. You're right. You're absolutely right.
You just heel turned and kicked him right in the bells.
Yeah.
They blamed him.
Well,
no, it's my fault.
They blamed him.
No, you just did.
No, they did.
They forgot about it. You just brought it up again.
In fairness to Carey, he did not blame me for the lack of Illinois talk today, or the lack of Mizzou talk previously, or the lack of Blues, Cardinals, or anything else that somebody felt entitled to hear about on a free radio station. That is my fault. Carey blamed me for making him a Justin Herbert believer for 3 weeks.
I definitely blame you for that.
So that's fine.
He got to figure that out. Until then, I'm holding you accountable.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah.
That's my fault. And I apologize to Illinois fans, Mizzou fans, Cardinals fans, Blues fans, Lakers fans, Yankees fans, Red Sox fans. All fans everywhere.
Except for Dodger fans.
Definitely soccer fans. I owe a huge apology to.
Did you apologize to the Dodger fans?
No, hell no.
No.
That's not going to happen.
You don't care about those
But everybody
guys
else I
and
do
gals?
apologize to. Yeah. Marsh, what'd you learn?
I learned that although the listeners do say some nasty stuff sometimes, they do apologize. The 314 said, who said the thing that we're talking about.
They came back?
Yeah.
What thing?
The girl name thing.
Oh, he came back?
Said, now I feel bad. I apologize to Carey and Jamie.
Well, thank you very much.
Very mature. Hey, I like that. We'll take that.
I've screwed up a lot in my life, so I appreciate
it's all good.
The apology / whatever. Thank you.
That takes a big person to do that.
Probably a big, strong.
He doesn't have a girl's name.
Yeah, I was going to say big, strong man's name.
Damn right.
No, we're not going to pile on.
Well done.
No, we're not going to pile on.
Well done.
No,
Nice.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you already say what you learned?
I didn't.
No. Yeah,
the thing that I learned today is that Carey, when he gets 4 points in the pick'em, somehow will not take responsibility.
Nope, none.
It is absolutely the fault of everybody else.
They got to play better, man. I picked you.
Carey picked the right team.
I believed in you.
Carey picked the right team. It was their fault they didn't get it. All right, let's do our 3 stars of the day.
It's time for the best
see that one coming.
He didn't
stars
take
of
any
the day.
responsibility at all, even when he picked the Browns.
Sports Illinois.
He said initially
Sports
this is
the way it should be.
They got to play better, man. Ain't my fault.
Go ahead.
All right,
I believed in him.
third star of the day, we're going to give it to BK for painting his face.
Oh, yeah.
Ferrario's wife painted his
Well, yeah,
face.
we'll give it to her then.
Give it to her.
Yeah, we won't give it to
BK didn't do
BK. No,
anything,
he
but
didn't.
play bad to deserve
Yeah,
that.
good call. Good call on that one. Second star of the day goes to girl names for guys.
Yeah.
Yes,
Courtney's of the world.
absolutely. And our first star of the day goes out to Jamie's favorite part of the day, which is coming up in about 10 to 15 seconds.
Yeah, all right.
That's part of the day, huh, Jamie?
We've got Jaguars Chiefs pregame at 6 o'clock, kickoff at 7:15, right here on 101 ESPN. For Andrew Marsh, for Carey Davis, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. We will see you.